last session, let's see, we had Domo spoke with the High Trident, who seemed jealous of Domo receiving a Trident of Fish command. This symbol is believed to be a gift from Umberly and a prerequisite for becoming the next Dread High Trident. Una, Domo's friend, mentioned that she would be traveling with the High Trident to the Cloakwood, south of Baldur's Gate, on a special mission. She had no further details. For reference, Cloakwood is where Sif's enclave is. Sif and Kai spoke with Uthvelios, the leader of the Sea Elves of Tharkalnar, the hidden village at the bottom of Deepwater Harbor. He gave them a mission to root out a Malenti, a mutant Sahuagin that looks identical to a sea elf. He believes this Malenti is the one who stole the magic conch. He also told Sif that he would teach him how to ride a giant seahorse, and that he knew Kai's father, and that he would gladly tell her more once their mission is completed. He gave the group of you 3 caps of water breathing. 2 of them remain unclaimed. Chimera then spoke with Pasha Zolper and returned the now empty magic conch to him. In return, he gave her a set of studded leather armor of psychic resistance. One of the high society attendees of Zolper's brunch mentioned that Chimera's father is part of some bizarre religion or cult. As Zathir visited the Mati Rotunda in Waterdeep, the Mati is just sort of the D&D name of the Egyptian pantheon, seeking the shrine of Osiris. There, he met a caretaker who turned out to be an assassin. The caretaker stabbed Zathir and subdued him. When Zathir awoke, he was tied in the back of a walled carriage, his weapons taken from him. Let me just double check my microphone settings really quick. Just give me 1 second. While that's being checked, does anybody have any questions or things they would like to add from last week? Okay. All right. Can you all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And really quickly, let me just test one thing. Let me know if my voice is different. Just give me 1 second to find the voice. Is my voice different right now?
I don't think so.
I wonder if my Discord is not coming through the right voice channel. Yep, that would be the case. All right, can you all hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, do I sound normal?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. How about now?
There you
You
go.
sound different.
Okay, cool.
It's perfect.
All right, I just wanted
What
to
are you talking about?
double check that. Okay, cool. So
That won't come up.
let me do a no, not at all. Not that voice at the very least. I have another one. This one. Let me start up a ready check, and we can get started. All right. So we begin on the. Actually, we begin right here. Your group, I believe, has some theories as to where this cart was heading towards. You did have a brief communication with Zathir through the sending spell, and some of the information you believe indicated he might be moving through the City of the Dead. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what we were, because it was quiet.
It is pretty quiet, yeah. All right, so your
And
group
like,
is
if they left the city, they could really kind of be anywhere. The City of the Dead seems like the quietest place is still in the city.
all right. So you all find yourselves here standing at the entrance to the City of the Dead. When you look out, actually, do I have any information for that location for you? Let's see. Okay, so this is a large cemetery in its own individual ward. It's where all of the city's dead are buried. That makes sense to me. It also doubles as a major public park and picnic area. And you find yourselves at the entrance to this place, or one of the many entrances to this place.
I would assume there was some type of, I don't know, graveyard keeper or just
Yeah, they're
people at a gate. Yeah.
Yeah, there are people sort of wandering around. There are gravekeepers here. There's a funeral in progress at one side of the city that you notice.
We asked them if they've seen anybody come through here recently on a cart.
Sure. Let's see. Let's have one of you give me a persuasion test, DC 10.
Let somebody
I'll
else
do.
roll that.
Get myself guidance. Oh, no.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Perfect. All right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you need. All right. Yeah, you do see one of the gravekeepers here. He looks over at you and says, "Yeah, just a few minutes ago, a wagon passed through here. I had to yell at them, tell them they weren't supposed to be around here at this time. We're not taking any new deliveries until tomorrow morning."
Can you tell me which way they headed?
He points you he points you towards a general direction. "Yeah, they went off that way."
Are wagons not allowed in here generally besides deliveries?
"Only when they're scheduled."
And this cart that came through here, that's the last cart that came through?
Last one I saw.
Can I once again look at the ground and try to figure out if I can see any tracks?
Give me a survival
Now that-
test.
okay. I imagine
DC,
there's less traffic here.
it's a DC 15 with advantage.
Nice.
That's excellent. Sure enough, you see fairly fresh four-wheeled tracks led by a horse heading in that direction.
If the track continues this way, hopefully we'll get lucky.
All right, I'm going to say also your survival check helps you kind of navigate this area pretty easily. Like you're looking and you're not losing track of the tracks themselves, so there's no time that you need to spend stopping and trying to re-find your where you're going or reorient yourself. You and the rest of the crew are capable of moving through here at a pretty solid pace. Meanwhile, Zathir, you, after a few moments of being in this wagon, bound and gagged, you are eventually dragged all the way into what appears to be a large and empty crypt. You notice general names of people who could be buried here. Nothing of great importance seems to stick out to you. And the assassin, the caretaker, who has brought you here, is just sort of humming cheerfully as he conducts his duty. He just drags you in and then drops you right into the middle of this area before calling out, his hands on his hips. "I got him here for you. Are you gonna pick him up or what?" And you hear a voice, a strange, unearthly voice, call out from the shadows. "Are you sure it's him?" "Yes, he confirmed his name for me." "Good. Your payment has been sent to the guild." Pleasure doing business with you, sir." And he looks down at you, Zathir, and says, "I have to say I am quite disappointed. The stories I heard about the tear collector, well, I thought you'd put up more of a fight. Well, good luck to you." And he gives you a little pat on the top of your head before he continues moving southward towards the empty door. And that's when, at the top of the on the ground level, the rest of the party finds a now empty cart parked in front of an unlocked gate that leads down into a crypt. What do you guys do?
Don't want to leap to any conclusions. Can we check the cart and see if it looks like someone was lying in the back or something like that?
Yes, it looks like this cart has like manacles in the back meant to sort of like hold someone down. And
They must be further in.
what does the group do?
I think we should head further in.
Yeah.
All right. Your group
Get the deer
enters.
back.
Your group enters the crypt. And just as you're entering, a man standing before your group just sort of stops as he sees the group of you enter, and he goes, "Oh." He turns back to.
How is he dressed?
He's dressed like a man in a hood. He's wearing what appears to be caretaker's robes.
I'm gonna charge him.
Nice.
Okay, so we're gonna go right to initiative.
Charge him, try to tackle him onto the ground.
I'll add.
We see Zathir in here, like on the ground, right?
Yeah, from a distance you can.
Oh,
Yep,
I
I'm
didn't
looking.
zoom out that
I'm
far.
looking at your line of sight, and yes, you can all see him. As you're charging, the man puts his hands up. I'm unarmed. Do you continue to attack?
This Zithir will yell out and say,
Well, you're gagged.
"Yeah,
He
Zithir
said-
will like nod no, kind of
He
shake his
said
head no.
kill him.
And
He
I'm
said
shaking,
no
shaking no.
survivors.
No.
Kill them all.
If it's gonna keep, he's gonna continue. He's not gonna heed the man's words.
Okay.
If he's the person he thinks he is, he doesn't trust anything out of his mouth anyway. So his comment actually makes him more worried. So he's gonna try to interpose the shield between him and like charge into him.
All right. Caretaker, I'll move you a few feet forward, but the caretaker, the caretaker does have initiative.
Okay.
He. Say 1 second.
I don't believe your words. Man looks quite smug.
He looks at you and he looks like disappointed. He immediately and very very deftly draws his short sword and says, "I don't want to do this. Not getting paid to take on the whole group of you." And he's going to he runs off and disappears from view.
Okay.
You got a wild one.
Kai, it's your turn.
I don't really know what to expect in here, so I'm gonna go forward a little bit, but I'm gonna keep my distance for now. I'm just gonna peek around the corner.
Okay.
And just get ready. Yeah.
Sif, it's your turn.
Okay. Sipple, having heard what the guy just said, continue into the room and just yell out, "If that's true, then we have no business with you either. Just leave." And I'm going to continue. How far did I move? I think I was like here. So I'll head up to like there and just try to look at the room.
Sure. You survey
Stepping away towards Zathir.
the interior of the crypt. It seems like a fairly well-maintained area. This appears to be some kind of familial crypt. Nothing seems to indicate a direct tie between it and Zathir. Seems
Do
like
I detect any other, I don't know, anything else in here?
Yes. As you step in, you hear a voice echo out. Zathir is mine. Leave this place or die.
Can't do that. He took him without asking. It doesn't look like he wants to be here. I look over at Zathir and see if I can glean anything from him. Maybe he does want to be here. This is my maximum movement, so I'm going to move up to my maximum, which is right here.
Okay.
Zetir would kind of like move himself to show him like the restraints on his hands and kind of like indicate like, get me out of here.
What do you need him for?
Our needs are none of your concern. I give you one last chance. What does your group do?
I can't leave anybody behind. I'm done doing that.
Very well. And that's when you hear the sound of heavy feet hitting the ground, one foot after the other, as a massive creature, almost appears statue-like, steps out from around the corner. Its form
This looks tough.
absolutely massive, especially in comparison to the curled up, bound body of Zathir, and it will get added to the initiative order.
Oh dang!
Um,
Is this an ancient Egyptian?
Don't you guys wanna talk
children's
about this?
Card game?
I don't know.
and
We came here. You've been kidnapped, and people telling us to leave you here. So we could leave if you're uncomfortable.
it draws from behind its back a massive greatsword, which it wields in one hand as it stands over Zathir's body. It is Domo's turn.
Okay. Zathir is at 1 health and stable.
Yes.
I forgot you're at 1 health.
He's at 1 health. He's restrained with manacles. He is prone and he's gagged.
But he is stable.
He is stable unconscious.
Yeah, conscious. Okay. Okay. I am going to cast emboldening. I'll not cast or do emboldening bond on Mesif and Chimera. And then I will cast spiritual weapon next to that thing. And I'll have it attack that thing.
Go for it. A 15 unfortunately misses. Its armor class is 17.
Sounds good. I'm done.
Zathir, you are restrained. Let me see really quickly.
Pick it.
So your speed becomes 0. And you don't have your weapons on you, mind you. I will say, I forgot to mention this. Zathir's weapons were left in the cart. Would one of you have grabbed them?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So who do we want to say has them, just for purposes of handing them to Zathir potentially?
Sif, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I can say I have them.
All right. You have a bag containing his hand crossbow and his sword. There isn't much you can do, but does Zathir do anything on his turn?
I like to look around the room to see if there's anything odd that stands out.
Well, immediately you notice a giant 12-foot tall construct.
Yeah.
You
Can I-
so you recognize this creature immediately. These are called Ushapti warriors. They are In your religion, they typically stand as statues until they are utilized for some purpose, typically by one of the high priests of your faith.
Uh, could I see like if there's any weak points? Like, what is the body made of?
The
Is there any,
body,
like weak areas,
the
exposed areas?
the Ushapti themselves are constructs. So what this means is they look undead, but they're not. They're just constructed to look like an undead warrior. Physically, they are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from attacks that are not adamantine. They're also, oh, I'm sorry, they are immune to damage from weapons that are not adamantine. They're also immune to poison and psychic damage. And I believe that's it. They don't have resistances.
My spiritual weapon does a weapon damage, right?
Yes. This weapon can take...
Oh, force. It does force.
It does force damage, so it should be okay. It should deal damage to it.
Okay.
You also know that because it's a construct, they can't be charmed, they can't be exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned. Okay. Chimera, it's your turn.
What doesn't affect it again?
It is immune to damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks that are not adamantine. And it's also immune to poison and psychic damage.
And those are from weapons?
Yes.
Okay.
So anything that deals damage that doesn't fall in those categories, it can receive.
I forgot. Is my greatsword just a normal greatsword?
Your greatsword is a silver greatsword, so it has the silver property, but it's not adamantine.
So it won't work. Okay. Okay. I'll go and I'll move forward.
Mhm.
I'm going to target this guy, and I'm going to cast Hex. And I'm going to attack his strength.
Okay.
Then let me see. What do I want to do? Can't really do much. Can you does all of that damage include like if it was melee?
Yes. So if the damage is one of those types, it does not take any damage.
Okay. I think the only thing I could really do.
I think Devin dropped. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I guess I'll cast Eldritch Blast on it.
Go for it.
Can anybody hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
I was gonna say maybe before we attacked it, we can try to talk to it. Oh shit! You just attacked it. Fuck! I got it too late.
Well, you do fire. I believe you fire 2 beams, so you get to attack it again.
Okay.
Well, you can attack and still improvise, talking and asking a question.
Didn't work.
Your hex also gives it disadvantage on an ability.
Yeah, she gave it disadvantage on strength checks.
I gave it
Strength.
disadvantage on strength. Okay, I guess that's my turn.
Caretaker's turn. He's going to go 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to dash as a bonus action. He's going to disengage as an action. And he has a special ability that allows him to move through enemy squares. So he's just going to leap over Kai, give her a little pat on the head as he does so.
Oh, fuck off.
And he's going to turn around as he departs and says, I wish I could stay, but this is above my pay grade. Good luck. And he dashes out of the combat arena. Kai, it's your turn.
We're just blasting this guy now? Is that, or do we want to try talking to him, or what's the vibe in the room?
This thing seems really powerful, but it might not want to kill Zathir. So maybe if we can, we've been given quests by like everybody. Maybe this is just one more quest.
It could. It might give me information on some stuff I've been wanting to know about.
And is this is a creature with a creepy voice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Another creature comes out.
here? Just want to make sure I'm following. Okay.
There's 10 of them here.
Yeah, can I shout at him like, what do you want with Zathir?
The time for talk is over.
Okay, fuck you. All right, I'm gonna try to hit him with my lightning bolt then.
Maybe get out of the path of Sif as well.
Well, I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my sorcery point thing or whatever to like not hit. You know that cool thing that I can do that. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right. You can use that.
Yeah, my safety spell thing. Do I need?
I don't know
Or
how
no?
that works. Let's see. Go to your spell and hit careful. Go to your features and hit careful spell. I think that should do something.
Hold on 1 second. Subtle spell, careful spell. Here we go. I'm gonna click it.
Okay. And now I believe if you try to use your spell, it'll just ignore your allies.
Okay.
By the way, this song is the first song in Akhenaten, and it's
No,
well,
I'm so sorry. I hit it on the wrong spot. I targeted the guy and then I tried to. Sorry, what was? I can redo that.
yeah, you can redo it. Just give yourself back
Alright.
whatever extra points you spend.
What was the Is it the zoom in and out to like change the direction of the lightning bolt?
I usually use the mouse wheel. I don't.
The mouse wheel. Okay, I think that's. Let me
Do-
play with that for a sec. I'm so
No
sorry.
problem. If you want, I could do it for you, and then you can just come upstairs and grab the mouse.
Let me try it one more time.
Sure.
This also just means Sif and I are going to take half damage when we succeed.
No, because
This-
it's a subtle spell, so I don't hit anybody in my.
Careful. Automatically, it just says they automatically succeed on it. Hold on, let me
We
see.
do take half damage. You can just move a little bit to the right.
Okay, I'll move to the right then. Hold on.
Or left, I guess. I don't know. Whatever way doesn't get me hit.
Yeah,
How wide
wait,
is the lightning bolt?
it's only 5 feet wide. So Nina, if you move like
like, right
here, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move then. I thought it was like.
It's all good. No, the reason why that's a good one is if you're using a spell that on a failure doesn't affect anything,
Right.
and it's like a big area, then you could be like, okay, everyone here is stunned except for you guys.
Okay, I got it this time. Hold on.
Cool.
Hold on.
I'll give you back a 3rd level spell slot.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. 23 damage. He has to make us. I don't know why I didn't do it automatically. It says no targets to save, which is a little odd. So I'll just have him do a saving throw.
Okay, because I thought I targeted him, but maybe.
So you learn a
Is
new.
this thing a construct?
Yes. You learn a new tidbit about this guy. He has magic resistance, which means he makes all saving throws against magic with advantage.
Damn it.
So he still takes half damage. Half of 23 rounded up is 12, so he takes 12 damage.
I think I'm gonna use my special bonus action to levitate kind of over here a little bit out
Okay.
of eyesight from him.
You got
I'm
it.
gonna hide behind this column here.
All right. Let's do Warrior's turn. He walks up to Sif, charges at Sif, and he attacks with his greatsword. The first attack misses. It says here you have a reaction. Is that going off?
Don't think I have a reaction.
I got a reaction asking if I wanted to protect Sif.
Yeah.
Oh, because of your
Protective
bond. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can teleport.
Mm-hmm.
It missed anyway.
So we can't teleport on a miss.
I think it says when you're about to take damage.
When you're about to
make a
take
trigger.
damage, yeah. So you have to, like, the damage is about to be applied to the character.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then he gets to make another attack. And that also misses.
My God.
Sif, it
Nice.
is your turn.
Okay. Let's head around. I mean, Zathir is pretty fucked. I don't want to get out of the way of the two people behind me. Where the fuck did Kai go?
I'm behind a column.
She's
I'm
right
glad
here.
my hiding is.
I'm gonna do an attack on this guy, and I do have an adamantine weapon.
Nice.
I'm gonna add that D4.
Oh, 17 hits. He takes 12 points.
Okay, then I'll hit him again.
Another hit, 7 points.
He's immune to bleed, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. Well, actually, I'm not gonna bother. And then I'll use a bonus action to try to knock him prone with the shield mastery.
You can do that against
So
large
that's-
opponents.
Is he one size larger than me?
He's one size larger.
Yeah, up to one size larger. in other words.
Sick. Go for it.
But and he has disadvantage on
Nice.
strength checks, so this should hopefully hit. So it's contested. He gets to pick athletics or acrobatics, and then it's contested.
He will choose athletics. And he has to make it's an ability check.
It's at disadvantage too. I think so. Let me actually print this thing. Shove. It says out of date.
Let me. Oh, I have a little update item button. Okay. Still doesn't say anything. Let me go to your features really quick. Shove. Update. Replace. Okay, don't worry about it. So let's just.
No more than one size larger than you. Once you're within your reach, you make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength or dexterity check.
Okay, gotcha. The target chooses the ability to use, so they're going to choose strength.
Okay,
So he has
I'm
to
gonna
make
do
a strength check at disadvantage. He rolls an 8.
athletics.
You knock him
I'm gonna knock
prone.
him prone.
Can you describe this to
And
me?
I'm
Because
gonna-
this sounds fucking awesome.
He missed his first 2 attacks, so like as he lands one attack, I'm gonna leap up on the blade as it's in the ground, run up and like jump into his face with the shield and like use my weight to bring this upper body down to the ground.
Sick. He smashes
he's-
into the ground.
And now that he's down on the ground, I'm gonna action surge and attack him twice more at advantage because he's
Oh,
prone.
Oh my
Wow,
god,
let's
dude.
go.
Girl, get it home.
No.
Let's go.
Time's over.
Alright, action surge, and there's 2 more attacks at advantage.
25 hits, 13 points. Critical hit, 18 damage.
Oh hell yeah.
Nice.
Noise. It's noise.
Is that your turn?
That's my turn. I think it's a pretty good turn.
That was fucking badass. You get a point of inspiration.
That's all you did, Sif? What the heck?
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
All right, it is Domo's turn.
All right. Move up to him. I'm going to try and bestow curse on him.
A dog.
I hear a pup.
You turn him into a dog.
Zephyros turning
Yeah.
into a dog.
No.
The
Waste
evocation
turn.
for curse is barking.
I think this is right.
Let's see. And
I
creature.
got, what curse do you want to bestow? Waste turn. When he fails a wisdom saving throw at the start of its turn, if it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
Wow. He did roll with advantage and he still failed. So he will
Nice.
skip his next turn.
Damn.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Well, no, he has to at the start of each of his turns. He rolls wisdom, and if he fails, he wastes his turn.
Oh, okay. I see. Choose the nature of the
But,
curse. Gotcha. Okay. So
the-
at the beginning of his turn, he makes another check.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
But does he have advantage on that? It's just
Um,
like a straight wisdom, then, right?
hold on. Let me just read this. I think he doesn't get advantage on it because it's not a saving throw against a spell. It's just a saving throw. So I'm going to rule that he doesn't get advantage on it because he's already failed the initial saving throw.
Okay.
Damn, this guy's getting fucked up.
I was hoping to get answers from this guy.
You're gagged. You lost opportunity.
All right.
Can't
Wait,
do
this-
anything.
This is concentration, so I lose something. I don't know.
Not spiritual weapon. Were you concentrating on your emboldening bond?
Guidance maybe.
Oh,
Maybe
guidance.
some
Yeah, that's fine. You can get rid of that.
Okay. Yeah, because emboldening bond, it's not a spell; it's just a
Just an ability.
ability.
You got it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, and then I'll spiritual weapon attack him.
And it has advantage. Six points of damage. Zathir,
Cool.
it is your turn.
All right. My previous turn, I kind of like help identify the enemy. Now I kind of want to look around to see what this place is and where it is.
It appears to be a familial crypt. An immediate cursory look, it doesn't seem to indicate anything spectacular to you. You get the feeling, based off of your background as kind of like an assassin, and you working in kind of shady, with kind of shady people, this might be a selected drop-off point where no one would be harassed by outside people. You do notice that because these are crypts, they might contain people that are buried with important belongings. And so there could be valuables inside of the individual crypts themselves.
Okay. This has no like relation to any type of like part of my culture and stuff.
Not
the religious cult.
no, not your culture. You think this is like a drop-off point.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I'll try to wiggle again. I'll give it a nice heave ho and try to like break the binds if I can.
So let me see. Manacles.
Oh, they're manacles. Okay.
Let me see how much
You can break
strength
them,
you
I
would need. Give me a strength test. DC 20. Or you can make a escape check of DC 20 for dexterity. Those are both options, but they require your whole action.
Right. Sure. I'll give dexterity a shot.
Go for it. Oh, Oh, so close. All right, you're wiggling out. Because you got so close, I'm gonna reduce the value on the next one to 18. But yeah, you're like pulling your arms up, trying to get your leg free so that you can slip it out underneath your legs, so you can at least get your hands in front of you. But otherwise, you're still kind of in this position. I will say you do manage to get the gag off of you, so you are no longer silenced. Is that your?
I'll yell out. I'll yell out to the construct. Heed now, and we won't kill you. That's it.
Okay. All right,
Kinda
Chimera.
like just warning him to like kneel down now, and we won't kill you.
Chimera, it's your turn.
Can I yell out to Chimera and ask if she can change her hex? Like if can he get disadvantage on wisdom?
Okay.
Can you change the hex? Or would you have to cast it again?
I think I would need to cast it again. But that's a bonus action, so I don't think it's a big deal. Let me see if I have to dispel it. Place a curse on it. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra. Choose one ability. If the target... Nope. You can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to curse a new creature. Remove a curse, cast a target, and when you cast a spell. It doesn't say if I need to use a bonus action to remove the curse.
I think if you just cast it again, you should be okay. Because it'll just
Okay.
automatically remove it because you're no longer concentrating on it.
Okay. While Zephyr is calling out to the Guardian, I assume he's distracted. So I'm going to use my action to sprint. And I'm going to use 45 feet of movement to go behind the pillar closest to Zephyr.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I guess, as I do that, I'll go and I'll change. I'll use my bonus action to change the hex.
Sure.
And you said wisdom. Oh,
All right. Is that your turn?
yes, that is my turn.
Kai, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna move. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna move over here, and then I'm gonna cast. Let's try our Ray of Frost on him. Oh, well, that's poopy.
You do get advantage because he's prone. So you can go ahead
Okay.
and roll it again. $18 hits. He takes 9 points of damage.
Perfect. And then I'm going to use my special movement after casting that spell to go behind the other.
So because you cast a cantrip, cantrips don't let you
Oh,
only numbered level spells.
I see. But I don't think I moved all my.
Yeah, you can just move the rest of
Did
your
I?
movement. That's fine.
Okay, great.
It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, it's all good. You can move over like one more square if you like. All right. Ushopti Warrior gets to go. He failed automatically.
Nice.
He is rolling this, and he rolled it with advantage, even though he wasn't supposed to, and he still failed.
He was supposed to roll it with disadvantage.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
he does nothing. That's his turn.
Oh shit.
Does he? Wait. So he literally
Solid.
can't do.
He can do bonus actions. And
He can do a
reactions.
bonus action and a
He
reaction.
can have no actions.
No actions. Okay. Well, he can do a move action then, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So he stands up.
It wastes its action that turn doing nothing. So yeah, it does its action.
It's action, yeah,
uses
yeah.
its action slot as doing nothing.
Gotcha. I see. Okay. So he does still have a move action and a bonus action and a reaction, but he can't.
Yes.
He just stands to his feet then. So he sticks his sword into the ground, and he tries to lift it, but there's something about him that like it seems off. He doesn't have the ability to perform anything more dramatic than that, and that's the end of his turn.
Okay. I'm going to reposition to get it because now everybody else moves, so I'm gonna move over here. I can't occupy this spot. I'll go here. I'll go here. And then I'll just go under its legs and attack it again.
Go for it.
I can't take a reaction. Okay, so I'll just attack it. 12.
12 misses.
And
I didn't mean to roll that yet. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll do another attack. I'll use an inspiration to re-roll that attack.
Do you want to save that attack for your turn, Domo?
It's okay. I would have done that anyway. It doesn't matter. I would miss.
No, I think he failed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So all right, so we'll save it for now.
Yeah.
We'll say that's what your action is going to be. Sif, you use your inspiration to attack, and you hit, dealing 13 points of damage.
Okay, then I'll once again try to knock this thing prone. Actually, 1 second. What does this do?
This is an awesome feat so far.
Yeah, I'd love just constantly smashing them into the ground. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to just do it again. So I'll do another contested athletics check, try to knock this person prone.
Okay. He doesn't get disadvantage on it this time. He gets a 15. A 13.
Oh, okay, I can use Emboldening Bond on this because it's an attack? Or is it a
Yep.
check?
I believe it's a
if you
check,
didn't
yeah.
Use it or,
I haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
You got it. He's prone again.
Get back on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Shopty Warriors getting punked.
That's my turn.
he's like, bring it on, motherfucker. Oh no.
Oh, my leg.
He brought the pain to himself. He tried to kidnap me.
He did kidnap you.
Domo, it's your turn. You already spent your action on your Sacred
Yeah.
Flame. That did a lot of damage. Did
Nice.
14 points of damage.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That's your best Sacred Flame yet.
all
That's
time.
pretty good, yeah. I'll do a spiritual weapon attack as a bonus action.
You hit for 6.
Sweet. I am done.
All right.
Can you move next to me if you can?
Sure.
And Zathir, it's your turn. You want to give me another now DC 18 dexterity check to break free?
Could I move? Like wiggle to another square or two?
Because you're restrained, your movement speed is 0.
So I couldn't like roll on the floor like a roly poly or something?
I'll say you can roll, and you can roll 5 feet as your move action.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll roll. Actually, oh no, I kind of wanna roll down to Seth because he's closer, but I think he's also like fighting.
You
I
should
want-
roll to the right, because I expended all my spell slots for Hex. My next move was going to try to free you.
All right.
Come
Move
to
to the right.
me.
Move to the right.
Uh,
Now to the left. That'll be on my
Take
turn.
it back now, y'all.
if you want, you can still make your check to break yourself free.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's go.
11. All right, so it's still 18.
That rolling took it out of him.
Chimera, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement to go to Zathir and try to free him.
Okay. How are you trying to free him?
Is he? So you said it's just manacles.
Yes.
I guess Chimera would be strong enough to try to break him free, but knowing her, she's probably going to whack it with her silver greatsword.
Okay. Let's see. The manacles. All right, so go ahead and roll an attack roll. You're going to automatically hit, but we roll to see if you get a critical hit. And
Don't
they
roll
have 15 hit points.
Oh my
Okay.
god! Don't miss! Don't miss! Don't miss!
A
Don't miss!
huge
Don't
Oh
Right,
yeah,
so
miss.
if you
small
roll a 1, you might hit Zathir.
That's fine.
Yes. Don't miss! Don't miss! Don't
Alright.
miss!
How do I do that? Do I just do standard roll?
You know what? Just
What do
just
I-
target Zathir and make an attack roll. It's not gonna deal damage to him.
Okay. Do I just do like a normal attack roll?
Yeah, just a normal attack.
Okay.
It's not going to
actually,
damage him.
okay. So you hit the manacles, and you almost cleave through them. They take 10 points of damage.
Okay. 10 points of damage. How
Mhm.
much health does it have left?
5 points.
5 points. I'm going to use let me see, what can I do? I'm going to use my Tentacle of the Deep ability, and I'm going to summon my tentacle.
Go for it.
If I could get the summon, there we go. I'm going to summon it, and I'm going to have it attack the manacles as well.
Sure, go for it.
Oh no.
Your tentacle,
Oh my god. Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
your
Do
tentacle.
miss. Do miss.
Taps him,
do
slaps him
miss,
for 1
do
damage
miss.
and dies.
All right. Zathir goes unconscious as the tentacle slaps him.
Minimum damage, 1 and 1. 2 1 rolls.
Oh,
On a person with
no.
exactly 1 health.
All right, Zathir is dying.
Oh god.
Just 1 second.
Camera looks around like, did anybody see that? Shit.
She slaps the tentacle. She's a bad tentacle. No.
I mean, the tentacle is out for blood. We put him in the box. He got a taste for it.
Seneca was so excited it
Must feed.
just crit me.
All right, that's Chimera's turn. Top of the order is Kai.
All right. I'll hit this guy again with my little frost.
You have advantage.
Do I? What does that do?
That when you make the attack roll, hit advantage.
I get a hit. Oh, okay. Great,
Mhm.
great, great.
Advantage is typically you roll 2d20 and pick the highest.
Twice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
A 19 hits for 16 points of damage. Max
Nice. Hell
max
yeah.
damage
Max
on
damage.
that.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna go over to this side. Oops, I need to not target myself. I'm gonna go over to Zathir and Chimera and see what's going on over here.
You heard a You hear the sound of someone's belt snapping something.
Kai, I'm so sorry. I tried to free him, and the tentacle didn't listen.
Bad tentacle.
I
Is this
assume
guy-
Kai like reprimands the tentacle as well and smacks it over the head.
But I'm also kind of giggling because it's so ridiculous.
I wonder if Kai like saw what happened, like on her
I-
turn, because she's so
I-
close.
I think I did out of the corner of my eye. Like I think I just saw that the backhanded of the tentacle. Sathir fall to the ground.
Can you help me free him?
Yeah, I'm gonna help you over here for my
Alright.
next turn.
Did it roll with advantage?
It did, so let me re-roll this. Actually,
Should
let
we
me
roll,
let me look at.
It's still hexed, right?
It is still hex. Let me look
It's
at
crazy.
the
This is every turn.
Yeah.
dice
I've never
rolls.
heard of this spell.
I will roll it myself, and it still has the bestow curse on it. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have it roll a. It's a wisdom saving throw.
At
Yeah.
disadvantage, yeah.
It's
All right,
disadvantage.
he got a
Oh,
2.
boy.
So he's
I mean, he can move. Oh, right. Prone.
oh fuck. Shit. That's its turn.
Okay. I'm gonna. I mean, why quit what's working? I'm gonna attack him again twice.
24 hits. Jesus. You guys are rolling bonkers attacks too.
Even with the
All
1d4.
right, that one misses.
Oof.
And then since I hit him once, I'm gonna bonus action try to knock him down again.
Go for it.
Athletics. 17. Ah,
22.
whoa, pretty good roll. It's an athletics check, not a strength check, but he rolled high, so.
Yeah, the most you can get is a 21, even with the plus 1d4.
Alright, so I hit him, missed twice, and I'm going to. You can pass through people, right?
Friendly people, yes.
I'm gonna use my movement to swap places with Domo and give myself an AC bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, with the same AC. Okay, so we need to swap places, and I need to roll 1d8. So it's this, roll a 1, though my thing is not a 1d6, it's 1d8. 1.
Are you sure it's 1d? Because I think because you got your. We'll figure it out later, but I think it is 1d6.
It's 1d8, because my superior die are d8s.
Gotcha. Okay. Either way, you
Either
got
way,
one.
it's 1.
Yep.
And so I'll give myself that 1 AC.
Gotcha.
And then now I'm here and he's there. I can't do that myself.
I got it.
Or can I?
No, I did it.
Oh god. I don't know why they did that, but okay. Oh Jesus.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's my turn.
Domo, it's your turn.
All right. I can fix this here later. I'll Sacred Flame.
He fails 11 points.
Nice. And I will bonus action spiritual weapon attack. Oops.
Looks like you deleted it.
Running away.
Yeah, I dispelled my thing instead.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and cast another one and
Yeah.
give yourself another spell slot.
Yeah. Spiritual weapon attack. There we go.
$15 misses.
Because I can use emboldening bond for my weapon, right?
I think you make the roll, so you can.
Yeah, you make the roll, so you can add the 1d4 to it.
Okay.
18 hits, so he takes another 11.
Hell yeah.
All right, Zathir, give me a death saving throw.
You're just snoring. See little clouds or little Z's.
It's nap time.
Trying to look for. Oh, I found it. It's kind of hidden over here.
Uh, 15 is good. So that's your turn. Chimera.
I think I like freak out a little bit at what just happened. And I'm gonna use my potion of healing on him, on Zathir.
Using a potion on another person is an action. But Zathir,
Yes.
you gain 7 hit points.
And then as my bonus action, as my tentacle, I'm going to try to break the manacles again. And before I do that, I go and I give a very stern look at my tentacle before he decides to attack.
It's like a naughty child.
I'm gonna fucking kick your tentacle all over the place after this.
I never thought about
Tentacle or
the
one
tentacle
again.
having a personality before now.
Yeah. Now it's pissed. Just talk shit to it.
Get me out of here.
All right, it hits, dealing 4 points. Still 1 point of damage left on the manacle.
Okay, fair enough.
Kai, it's your turn.
Okay, now that he's revived, I feel a little bit better. I'm still gonna hang out over here, and I'm gonna, let's keep going with our beautiful Ray of Frost.
All right, go for it.
Do we still have advantage or no?
Nope, because he's not prone anymore.
Fantastic. Oh man.
Oh, a 10 misses.
All right. Well, that's it.
All right. I'll ignore that and I'll roll it myself. Wisdom saving throw disadvantage. He fails.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
How long does this spell last for?
I think you guys found a brutal combo.
Are you concentrating?
Yeah, I do need to concentrate on it, but I think it
They
lasts as
can't do
long as
anything.
I'm concentrating.
I'm gonna attack it
Is it-
again.
Is this just a dumb warrior? Like,
He doesn't have very good wisdom. He has +0 wisdom.
But he rolled a nat 20, but because he's disadvantaged, you get a 7 also. So yeah, the hex plus this fucking thing is crazy. All right, I'm attacking. I'm gonna add
Finish him.
the 1d4. Actually, no, it's a 17. Sorry, I'll roll again.
22 hits. 9 takes 9. He's down to
Again.
14.
Please get back on the ground. Contested checks.
Sit your butt
25.
down.
Oh my god, I don't even know if he has to roll a nat 20 to survive. He does not. He rolls very well, but he's prone again.
We
Wow.
did just want to talk. Well, that's not
Did
quite.
you?
Stay on the
You
ground.
kind of just came in fighting.
They kidnapped you.
It's Domo's
He
turn.
said time for talk is over.
Alright. Same
True.
same thing.
He did say time to was over.
Any last words?
Defeat me now, it matters not. We shall find you, Zathir. You cannot run forever.
Running? I don't even know what this is about. Why did you kidnap me?
Really quickly, Domo, he succeeds on his saving throw. That would have fucking obliterated him because you rolled max damage on that.
Yeah.
He takes
I'll
another.
add the- yeah, I'll add the +4 to the 17. Oh, it hit anyway, right?
Hit anyway, so he's down to 4 hit points.
Damn. Sacred Flame doing work when I don't need it to do work.
All right, so that is now Zathir's turn, and he says, as he's laying on the ground, he's like crumbling, as the group of you are just beating the absolute shit out of him. You have taken that which does not belong to you. It will either be returned by you or by force.
Tell me where, and I'll return it.
The Lady Ashira is waiting. And the name you recognize is a being that you recall hearing about in stories from your childhood at the Temple of Osiris. The Lady Ashira is a former human who had become the living embodiment of Osiris here on the material plane, the avatar of the god of the dead.
What do you have of hers?
Zathir acknowledges Kai's answer and kind of looks at her, giving her the inkling that he's very worrisome about his future. And then Zathir will respond to the warrior. Tell me where, and I'll confront Lady Ashira myself.
The being, the beak on the head of this creature opens, but then closes, as if almost thinking for a moment. And then suddenly a voice speaks back at you. The Temple of Osirian in the desert of Kalimshan. And immediately, Zathir, you recognize the location that they're talking about. Deep in the desert, far to the south of here, is a temple. Seemingly lost to time, part of a series of different legends. You didn't know it was true until this creature mentioned it to you just now. This must be the place where Lady Ashira rests.
And my hands are still bound, right?
Yep, go ahead and give me a dexterity check, DC 18.
Oh, just for my final, I guess for my final action, I'll leave that up to Chimera to take
Sure.
me out.
Okay.
I kind of just want to respond to him and say, good. Those will be your last words. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Chimera.
I'll go and I'll target Zathir's manacles and free him.
You got it. Don't
Thank
roll.
you.
Don't roll a 1. All right, you do it. You bring your sword down, and it crashes through the manacles, severing them in 2. You are no longer restrained.
And I'll go and I'll help him out.
He is no longer
Or
prone.
could I help him? Nice. Sweet. I don't know what to do now, so I'll just hang out.
Okay. Top of the order is Kai.
All right, let's try it one more time.
You have advantage. He's prone.
Nice.
A nat
Yeah.
20.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Why?
Goodbye.
He just disappeared.
I know.
That was so damaging. It just disappeared, yo.
I'm really bad for that guy.
Frosted him.
So your
He frosted and shattered from the impact.
your ray of frost is incredibly empowered in this moment, and it blasts into the bones and stony construction of this strange golem-like being. A torrent of snow and frost covers the area, leaving frozen shards of bone and metal sitting in a heap on the ground, completely motionless. Clattering to the ground out of the grasp of the Ushapti is the massive golden steel greatsword.
Nice.
Pretty sick.
Wow.
And that is the end of
I
combat.
want to thank you all. I owe you all my life. I really don't know. Well, I suppose I do now.
I couldn't bear the thought of someone just stealing someone else close to me.
I think you do owe us more by telling us what it is you owe to this lady.
Right, right. Well, a while back, in desperation of finding my family or being able to communicate with them, I found some vital information from the Temple of Osiris. Well, hidden within the Temple of Osiris, a manuscript with great knowledge. I went to this temple, went about it, and found the manuscript. There was no one around, no one to talk to. So I really didn't know what I was getting into. Leaving the temple with the book, I studied it, read it, and it gave me incredible knowledge of being able to communicate with the dead. It's probably the reason how I can use why they call me the Tear Collector now. Be able to use my special skill. It's all tying up for me now. I didn't really know about any of this until this point.
Where's the manuscript now?
I have it hidden back in Neverwinter. I couldn't afford anyone to find that manuscript. However, you may have, and Zethir kind of looks at his skin, you may have noticed some change in me. My skin dreading away, rotting. I really don't know why. But a fortune teller told me it was a curse.
John, have we noticed this about Sathir?
Give me a perception check, because he was trying to kind of keep it hidden. It's gonna have to be a DC really quickly. What's your stealth bonus, Matt?
My stealth bonus?
Yeah.
It's, I'll check right
+9, so it's a DC 19.
There you go.
Could I try?
Yeah,
Or is this for the whole party?
yeah, everybody can make an attempt.
Would I have any form of advantage because I've known Zithir prior to this illness or this curse?
I'll give you advantage on it. All right. Kai can make one as well if she likes.
So Sathir, you feel like
Yeah.
you've been slowly rotting away?
I definitely
hide it
noticed
well.
myself a change in my skin.
Do,
Go ahead.
does the manuscript give you the power that you have? Do you need to consult with it regularly, or
Not at all. I'm just putting it together. That the reason why I may have my skill now. is because of the information in that manuscript. It's a curse. A curse that's been upon me since I stolen the manuscript. That's why I mentioned to this guardian over here that I would bring it and return it back to Lady Ashant Ashira. Maybe she may have more information and rid of this curse.
How long have you had the manuscript?
Years. Like I said, I was in desperation of wanting to find my parents that were lost at sea. Now I'm coming to understand that my mother is dead. However, there is a glimpse of light that my father survived.
Is that why
I-
you still hold on to the manuscript? I would imagine if they've resorted to kidnapping, they probably tried to contact you before. Why do you still hold on to the manuscript?
Well, I mean, the temple is pretty far away from Neverwinter. It's not quite easy to get to. It's not like I could take another private charter plane just to get there and bring it back. Like I said, I really didn't even know that they were after me until now. However, I would bring this book back just to get answers, to maybe understand or maybe rid this curse.
I fear it may not be as simple as returning the manuscript. If their pantheon is anything like mine, they will not forgive such an affront so easily. But I think that is probably a good place to start. Um, if we can find any way to rid you of this curse, I would be happy to help.
I sincerely apologize for getting you guys into this trouble and mess. However, great job kicking that guy's ass. He fucking deserved it.
Will more of them come after us?
I think as long as he has his manuscript, he's a target for something.
Yeah.
The problem is we're already on a specific goal ourselves. To get the manuscript, we would have to go back to Neverwinter.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to do for sure, but this is quite important to keeping you especially safe and the larger group as well. If anything, hopefully this will show them that they can't take us lightly. Kidnapping people out from right from under us. We can't let that happen. We have to stick together. We have a lot to do. Are you sure the manuscript's safe wherever it is, Athir?
Absolutely. I hit it myself. And thank you guys again. Probably be dead now.
You owe me money.
Did you lend him money?
That's actually true. I didn't lend him any money. You're fine.
Yeah.
But the next time we get meals, you're cooking. He said he learned some new cooking stuff,
you're-
so I believe you.
You're buying drinks tonight for sure.
But for the next week, you're buying drinks.
I'll cook you guys a fine meal, indeed.
So can anybody use this thing?
I can.
So it counts as a. It's basically a
How's that?
+1 magic greatsword. When you look at it, it's massive.
Pretty.
It's a curved, single-edged greatsword. Bears Alzido hieroglyphs. Alzido is the language of Kalimshan along its blade. It's not exactly the language. It's sort of an kind of like their version of Latin, this ancient dialect that very few people still fully understand.
Like hieroglyphs? Or...
Exactly, like hieroglyphs. The only difference between this and a regular greatsword is that it weighs twice as much because of its sheer size.
Me when I see a great sword.
I don't know. Could we look around? Is anything around this? I mean, you said it's a crypt, so there's probably Could Sethier kind of like tidy up and just move closer to like this area right here and take a peek?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to crack open the sarcophagi,
Whoa.
there might be stuff inside.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do the same thing.
Do
Yeah.
it.
I have
I'll
no
do it.
love
Yeah,
for
does-
these people.
Was anything else like disturbed in this crypt?
No.
Are there names
Okay.
listed for these people? Whoever's buried here.
Yes, but they are just random people.
Worshippers of. Do they have like a denomination or something? Like,
This crypt
is
isn't.
there a reason the script is the way it is? Like, are these people related or anything? Are they all part of this Osiris stuff?
No, they're not part of any particular religion. It just seems like
It's just a random crypt.
exactly
Okay.
used.
people bought out plots in this crypt for their loved ones. All right, so if you guys are cracking open all the sarcophagi, that's cool. There's this one has a star rose quartz. This one has a spinel.
What the fuck is a spinel?
It's like a small gem. This one is empty, except for the body inside of it. This one contains a golden ring. And this one down here contains 2 ceramic vases.
I'll pick spinel because that's a fun word.
I'm taking the sword.
I think Sif already picked up the spinel.
I'll give you the spinel. I want that gold ring.
Okay, trade seeds. Trade.
I'll hold on to the quartz and ceramic vases, I guess.
Looks like Doma already picked up the
Spinel.
quartz.
I got cut.
No one's picked up the ring or the vases yet.
I'm gonna get the ring.
Oh, someone got the ring already.
I'll pick a vase. We'll cut.
All right. So Nina, you can go ahead and see if you can pick up this. There you
Yeah, I got it.
go. All right. All right. So why don't we take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back with you guys returning to the surface.
Cool.
Nice. Be right back.
Nice.
Yo,
But
if we're gonna be fighting a lot of stuff that's like immune to non-adamantite stuff, wonder if we can buy you some like adamantite bow or bolts or arrows or something.
that's a really good idea.
Mm.
'Cause
Find
I've
out.
got 22 tiny adamantite ingots. I'm sure we can make some like bolts tipped with that.
Mhm.
Hopefully everything we fight isn't immune to tons of weapons.
I wonder if the constructs are immune to their own weapons.
Yeah, good point. I imagine they would just fucking destroy them, but who knows?
Hmm.
It's super big, but it said it was gold, right? It didn't say adamantine.
It doesn't say gold.
What does it say?
It just says it's a curved great sword that bears many Alzito hieroglyphics along the blade. And I have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. But it
That's
doesn't say
cool.
what it's made out of.
We should try to
Hmm.
figure out what those hieroglyphics mean.
Mhm.
I'm back.
Hey John,
Hello.
can we make some adamantine bolts for Zathir's crossbow so that he can shoot things that are immune to everything else besides adamantine?
Yeah. Every
Got 22 of these.
You have 22 of them. Let's see. For every 3, I'll say you can make 1 adamantine arrow.
Nice.
Can we make just the tip adamantine?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, they're really tiny then.
I also
Make you a few
wanted
of those.
to ask what the Ushabti greatsword is made out of.
It's made out of
And
it's made out of steel, but it's kind of like made out of bronze, but it effectively counts as steel for purposes of damage.
oh, okay.
And the hieroglyphs that are on it, they seem to tell a story of some kind, but you don't have the ability to decipher it.
Okay.
Let me do another ready check. I made mango lassi for Nina. I mean, they came out really good.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
So easy.
That's cool, Jen.
Just like yogurt, we got this 0 sugar, 0 calorie mango juice. We put some chopped up mango in there as well, and it comes out really, really good.
Also, it sounds like a perfect summer time drink.
Oh yeah, maybe next time you guys are over, I'll make like a big drinkable batch. We can put some booze in it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No,
Would you put some rum in it?
I think rum could be good. Yeah, mango and rum goes together.
Yeah.
I would love some lassi right now.
Put that lassi in coconut. Add some rum in it. Put an umbrella.
All right,
I
so
can imagine it blended like a pina colada.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, like it comes out so sweet. It comes out like a lassi, exactly like you imagine it. Oh, there was one place
Spiked
they
lassi.
they went into business nearby me. They made lassi there, and it was horrible. It was so bad. They put like weird spices in it, and it didn't even taste like mango.
Smoked salmon.
Yeah, they put smoked salmon in it. They put unripe avocado, and for some reason, Italian rice. All right, so you guys make your way back to the surface after having gone through the entire crypt. The wagon is still there, empty. The horse is still attached to it, but the caretaker is nowhere in sight.
Good for riddance. If I ever see that guy again, it's curtains for him.
Makes you remember his face.
Oh, I won't forget that face.
Oh, before this all happened, Kai and I went to talk to the sea elves in the harbor. And they want our help with something that I think we can do pretty easily. They want us to try to track down who stole the conch. And they think it's some kind of Sahuagin that it's like a rare type of Sahuagin. When they're born, they look exactly like sea elves and they can basically blend in. So they think there's a Sahuagin that looks like a sea elf that's still there because they quarantined everything. And I think Lix had a pretty good view of their face, having seen that guy's memories. Maybe we can just find directly
Yeah.
who this person is if they're still down there.
It's true. I was wondering, is Zephyr still poisoned? Like,
No.
does he still have disadvantage or anything?
No, he doesn't have any penalties. And also,
Okay.
Matt, I sent you a message, but I really liked your scene there, so I gave you a point of inspiration.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
I'd be happy to help trying to find this creature. I did want to mention to you, Sif, that my friend mentioned the Dread High Trident, and some of the priestesses were adventuring to the Cloakwoods. I know you have some connection to that place. Do you have any idea what they could be trying to find?
Members of your church are headed to the Cloakwoods. No, we don't. There's not much in the Cloakwoods beyond the Enclave and some smaller settlements. Something this scale must be dealing with the Enclave, but why they would want to talk to one another, I have no idea.
They did mention some deeper connection to Umberly being there, something they were searching for, possibly.
The Enclave has a lot of secrets, and they've had a long time to amass them, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're involved in something that I've never heard of. But to my knowledge, I hadn't barely heard of Umberly before leaving. But I had heard of her. I don't know. I need to go to the Cloakwoods regardless. Does your path also take you there?
Well, if we do not head there ourselves, I am going to try and keep in contact with Una, my friend, who is traveling there. So I could possibly find out more, even if we are far away. But I just thought to mention it to you, considering you have some investment there.
It doesn't relax me. The Enclave reaching out and drawing in allies, especially with everything else going on. Well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Thank you for telling me.
Of course. The Queenspire is interesting allies to make as well. It is a little troublesome.
Seems we're both associated with organizations we don't fully trust.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
Well, once again, I owe you guys my life, and wherever you guys want to go, I'm there to support you.
I say we focus on the problems we can solve. If there's a sea elf intruder that causes attack on the city, we can make some extra friends if we find them. I say we head there.
Maybe prevent the next attack too. We get rid of the mole.
Would there be any downtime between us and heading to get licks and then heading to the city where I could unattune to the silver greatsword and then attune to the Ushabti greatsword?
Yeah, you could always take an hour. Attunement takes an hour of rest. You can count that as a short rest if you like.
Yes.
During that time period, just because I want to get this out of the way, so I keep forgetting to do it. I want to summon my elk and just have it, because it sticks around forever, so I'll leave it on the ship if I have to, but
Sure.
I just want to make sure it's available in case I need to, let's say, run through the streets looking for a kidnapped Zephyr.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
So I don't need to cast it, but can I just say it's out?
totally fine.
Okay.
And everybody can take a short rest. You also have 2 caps of water breathing that are up for grabs. I'm not sure who would want.
Ooh, I'll take one.
Sure, just go ahead. Just go over and grab one.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't have a way to breathe underwater definitely needs to grab one.
Can the genie breathe underwater?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything that I need to do on my end to gain proficiency with the great sword?
Oh,
Is there tuning?
once you attune to it, I believe you also turn it into your packed weapon.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the idea.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'll say you can do the process simultaneously, and I just have to set it manually to proficient. So now you should be proficient in it.
Thank you.
But this does mean you are no longer proficient with the silver greatsword. So I'll switch that as well.
It is.
A-okay.
And does one of you mind picking up this last cap of water breathing just so we know someone has it?
I'll hold it. We can go ahead.
Okay. All right. As for those bolts, you can take them to the Fletcher, or actually, you can take them to any blacksmith, and they should be able to make bolts for you. And it will take 1 day to make 6 bolts.
Let's make some bolts. Let's see, six in 1 day.
6 in 1 day, yes.
There are 3 per.
How many channel divinities do I get back per short rest?
I don't know. Channel divinity. More details. You choose which one. When you finish a short or long rest, you gain your expended uses. So you get back all of them.
Okay. I mean, I'll just do it twice on Zathir, I think, before we're resting
Sure.
here. Or well, twice on everybody. Everybody's full health, I think, though.
I'll say you can make all 7 in 1 day, just to.
So what'd you do there? Oh, you made 7 bolts?
We can make up to 7 bolts.
I don't have any money.
Is it extra on top of the cost of the mats?
For you guys, if you take it to Castle Waterdeep, it'll be free.
Okay. Let's make it like 4 bolts or something, in case we can use it for. We can always make more bolts later.
What are the bolts for?
They're just so he can shoot these creatures with his hand crossbow and have it actually do damage.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second.
So, Matt, you should have gotten 22 hit points back before we short rested.
22, okay.
So you can add another 22 hit points to yourself. Just give me 1 second. So then, yeah, we can say this whole short rest is like, it includes you guys stopping off at Castle Waterdeep, going to the blacksmith, asking them to make these bolts for Zathir. He says he'll have them done for you the next morning. So the following day, you guys can pick up 7 adamantine crossbow bolts. Every time you use one, just let me know, and that attack will count as adamantine for purposes of damage reduction. But it doesn't have any other effect. It doesn't have extra damage or anything like that. You do have the feeling that you'll be fighting more of those guys, so it's good to have them in your back pocket.
It's definitely gonna come up.
And then the rest
What
of the
else
group
was had immunity?
had immunity
it
to.
was-
So the Ushakti is immune to poison and psychic damage, and it's immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from attacks that are not adamantine.
Hmm. But you tried to do lightning, and it took like half damage.
That's because he succeeded the throw.
Okay.
Yeah. He also has natural magic resistance, which means he rolls saving throws against spells with advantage.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I always forget this. Like that bestow curse, right?
Mhm.
He has to save. He has to do a wisdom saving throw. What is he rolling against?
Let me see. Bestow
It's your
curse.
spell save, right?
Choose one ability score. While cursed, the target has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws made with that ability score. While cursed, the target has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. While cursed.
I have to pick one of those.
Gotcha,
So
I
I
see, I
picked
see.
the wisdom one.
Attack rolls. If it fails, it wastes its action that turn. It is still was. Let me ask some other DMs. Let me see, because it does say, now that I look at his magic resistance, it does say saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Hmm. But he had disadvantage, so it would just be a normal roll when you have disadvantage.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
advantage.
The advantage and the disadvantage would counter each other, so he just gets a normal roll.
Okay.
But let me get back to you on that, because that is pretty critical for later, and I'll get a ruling on it.
And the number though that he's looking for is where does that number come from?
The number comes from your character, and it's going to be under your spellbook tab at the very bottom on the left hand side of your sheet. You should see a DC there. That's your spell
Okay.
save DC.
So any spells I cast that have a wisdom saving throw or a whatever saving throw is against my DC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's your, depending on your class, it's 8 plus a particular characteristic bonus, in your case, wisdom, plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, cool.
My DC's 11, so everybody watch out.
All right. And
Wait, so how many bolts did we get from that?
7, but we get them tomorrow.
yeah, get them tomorrow morning when they
Oh,
finish
tomorrow.
crafting them. All right.
How you guys feel about that ship, like side mission?
Definitely want to
Skyship.
do it.
Based on what you said, I am kind of worried about you right now.
If you're actively being hunted.
And you said your skin has started, I don't know, decaying. I would like to get that taken care of.
We have some
Uh,
sway in the city. We could ask the help of not the lady herself, but someone on her council. I'm sure there's people in the city who can look into curses and maybe determine what's happening at a better level than we can.
I'm afraid this is a much severe curse, not just some normal.
The lady seemed pretty severe herself. I believe they're probably powerful people in the city. Or maybe even. Oh, what's the name of her? Marid?
Oh, the
Hilton Galacticos. Maybe the Sultan knows something about it.
he is back at your ship, the Voyage.
We have options. We shouldn't just leave it to chance.
Absolutely. Just out of character, I'm just kind of asking which, so what kind of like where you guys want to go next? I mean, there's all of us have other things going on. You know what I mean?
I want to try the sea elf stuff first because it's in this city.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sell things, but that could wait.
You could sell stuff now if you want,
We
as
can sell
part
stuff.
of
We
as
can
part of the
go and
rest,
talk to, see if there's anyone in the city who knows something about Zithir's curse. Like in the meantime.
just to take care of it.
I mean, that's why I went to the rotunda, and that kind of got me to that guy. I was hoping. I don't know. I kind of like before like this today what happened. I was kind of hoping that I kind of played it out to see if I get information about what's going on. I was hoping like, but it seems like I did get information.
I think you
know,
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the way you
So-
wanted to, but
Yeah. I mean, we had to fight him, and that's fucking awesome because we kicked his ass.
yeah, they did turn out awesome. Going into it, I was like, oh fuck.
Ooh, actually, there is something I want to do.
What's up?
It could wait though. Unless there's time.
All right, so you want to do the underwater, the current close mission?
Yeah.
I
I
guess.
think we should,
Yeah.
go talk to Lix, see if we can use
Alright.
his
Mhm.
help.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you guys can bring your tokens over here, and you return to your ship, where you have your slowly growing, colorful crew. The Sultan Kleptikos is sitting, or I guess hovering above the main deck, staring out over the sea with his arms crossed. Lix is currently getting into an argument with a bunch of other sailors. They don't like him. It's very apparent that they're like not comfortable having him on board. And other members of the crew, including the barbarian, is trying to like stop a fight from breaking out.
Good news, Lix.
He looks up at you. Have you finally found a way for me to return?
Yes.
Yes.
But
It's
we
actually
need your
two
help
pieces
first.
of good news. Yeah. One, you can really help us nail something we need to nail because you're the perfect person for it. And number two, we did find a way to get you home.
Yes.
Tell me, please. I'll do anything.
Do you? Is he still holding on to that guard?
Yes.
The same one that.
I think so.
The memories of this one are extremely important. We're looking for the person in his vision. They're still in the Sea Elf city, and we need to find them. And you have the perfect description in your head.
I see. And if I reveal this information to you, will you send me home?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't take the guard with you. You have to let him go before you get sent back, but we'll send you back.
You can have him. But first, let me get this information from you. And his eyes begin to glow. He hugs really deeply, and the eyes of the guy begin to like roll back into his skull. And there's a moment, and he goes,
That sounds kind of tender. He hugs them, and they tell him what they know.
"It seems that the sea elf had a hood covering most of their face, but they had what appears to be long black hair, and they were a male."
If you came down with us, would you be able to point him out?
Of course.
Yeah. Let's go then. Does he need a cap of water breathing?
I was about to say we can give the guy like one of the caps.
He would need a cap of water breathing. He does not have.
Give his
Yeah,
host
he's
the
gotta
cap.
come down.
Does
Yeah.
does Lix himself need a cap of water breathing?
They
We have,
would.
like 2 left over.
Wait, isn't he a sea creature? How come he couldn't?
Lix
on the plane of
is.
fire.
On
we
like
the
a
just found
plane
him.
of
spider.
fire.
Yeah, Lix is most certainly not a sea
Yeah,
creature.
we just found him in the sea. He's from the
Um,
plane of fire.
Yeah, he can't swim.
Oh, okay.
The
um,
opposite.
Sultan Kleptikos does reveal that he has a number of abilities. One of them is he can cast water breathing up to 3 times per day.
That'd be very helpful.
Cool.
Can he cast it on Lix and the host?
He snaps his fingers and it becomes true. They can breathe underwater now
Damn. I wanted to see Lix with a little cap on.
for the next hour at least.
Oh no, the Sultan says you can only cast it one time, Lix.
Cool.
You gotta
Here,
put
wear
this on.
this. Little swimming cap.
try to find this person.
All right.
Big sea elf.
Those of you who have them, you
Let's do it.
activate your caps of water breathing, and then you descend under the waters of Deepwater Harbor and begin making your way.
Sorry, before we go down there, the person underwater told us all about these. I can't remember the name of them. The Malenti.
Mhm.
I have no idea. Sif has never heard of the Malenti. Can I ask Marit if this guy's like, sorry, the Sultan, if this guy's full of shit, if he's making it up just to cover something else up, or if that's actually a thing? Malenti are who again that look like sea elves.
Let me see. Would he know?
I also want to ask the Sultan if he knows anything about the curse that I currently have.
He says that he has never heard of these creatures called Malenti, but it seems entirely plausible. As for your curse, he looks at you and says, I'm afraid what you have is more than just a curse. Actually, I think I have a voice for him. Do I? I think.
Let's call him Clap. His name is too long.
Yeah,
Sul-
Sultan Clap.
Do I have a voice for him?
Love it.
I don't know.
Love it.
Whatever. I'll find it later. Oh wait, is this it? Does this sound like the guy?
That's the deep voice, very deep.
I think so.
Sure.
So
Like the
Sultan,
Terminator.
he should have you just sound like Kermit.
I don't have Kermit voice.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Kermit. Kermit the Frog here.
He says that what you have is something far beyond a curse. Even mortal magic would be unable to remove such an effect from you. This is something more divine.
I know it's not a possibility now, but could your wish have done it? Do you believe that would have been possible?
My wishes are limited to what I can conceivably do. Even I cannot contend with the will of a god.
Wow. I don't envy what you have, Zathir.
The will of a god. Seems quite divine indeed. Who knows? Is this
Yeah,
really
you
a
must have
curse?
really fucked up.
Yeah, you stole from the wrong people.
Is this really a curse, though? Could it be something else? After all, I helped out a bunch of people on the way.
It does provide you with abilities. Maybe it's not a curse, but a challenge of some sort.
For a transformation.
Transformation indeed. I
Alright.
need to know more.
So the group of you head down into the depths of Deepwater Harbor towards the underwater village of Tharkalnar. And those of you who haven't seen it now get a sort of full view. It's partially built into a system of caves over that are attached to this aisle here, but the majority are sort of freestanding buildings just sitting directly at the bottom of the harbor. It has a weird structure to it because there are no roads, so there's no real need for space between these buildings. It looks a little odd, but it begins to make sense. Doorways are on the tops of the houses where people can swim down into them. And you see a mishmash of beings such as sea elves and merfolk, and even a couple of other aquatic humanoids that enter here and there. It does seem like there is a little bit of tension as the patrols of the sea elf and merfolk warriors are preventing people from exiting or entering. But because of the prior approval from Uthvelios, your group is allowed to enter or leave as you see fit.
Why? Why are they preventing people from getting in?
Whoever stole the conch is still here.
They have to find the traitor.
So
Someone in the city is responsible.
And so about now, there is no like specific way that your group has been told to go about searching. You have a couple of ideas and you have assistance from Lix, but how do you use those benefits to seek out this potential Malenti?
I think we should gather everybody together who is a male with long black hair. See how
I
many
think
people
we
that
should
can be.
do something a little more subtle. I mean,
What do
like,
you have in mind?
well, I guess like from looking at the city, like, are there a lot of like public areas that they could go to? Or is there like a handful?
It does seem like people are kind of out and about right now. There are kind of public areas. There are public, what you would consider to be kind of a public square in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get the guards for the city to help us and have them gather together the people that we need to talk to? How many sales are you talking are down here? Like thousands or 100 or?
There's about 600
Yeah.
people that live here in total. The majority of them, let's say 400, are merfolk. Or I'm sorry, are sea elves.
Well, this here seems like an investigation. Investigation
Would
that
agree.
Zathir is more than willing to handle. The best place to start is at the scene of the crime. Where was the conch stolen from?
The conch was
Oh, it
stolen
was,
up above.
but they don't have access to above ground anymore, as far as we know. So whoever stole it is here.
Maybe when we should. Zathir, your ability could come in handy. If you're infiltrating a city and you get found out, you might erase a person. Maybe there's been recent deaths in the city that have gone unexplained. Maybe we could ask that person why and who. Get a better view of who the killer was and maybe try to track down from that angle. But that's a bit of a long shot.
How many people have died? Unconspicuously, I would say.
Maybe summon a guard to ask him that.
Give me an investigation check.
Go ahead, Zathir. Aren't you? You're probably good at this, right? Or you're not?
Here we go.
I
got
imagine you're really
this.
good at it.
Take a look here. Take my magnifying glass out. And add a +4 there. Let's see. Thank you, Domo.
24. Okay. Let's see. Just give me a second.
Someone doesn't belong here.
You speak to the guard. You inform him about the situation. You begin asking him these questions, and he says, "Now that you mention it, there is a sort of slum area off to the far eastern end of Tharkalnar. Recently, someone reported their husband missing, a middle-aged Malenti. We haven't been able to find him, and we assumed that perhaps...
Middle-aged Malenti?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. A middle-aged sea elf.
How suspicious.
He disappeared seemingly out of nowhere. We came to the conclusion that he left on his own accord. And this was some time ago, so we haven't thought much about it. Perhaps you might be able to find more information there. And he points you in the direction of this sort of shadier part of town.
Sounds like some kind of lead.
Absolutely. We should probably head there.
Let's head to the shadier part of town.
All right.
Is there shade in the under?
How shady is this city?
To be fair, walking with all you guys together, I feel quite safe.
So
That's very touching, Zathir, but some other thought just popped into my head. Kai, could you, not to do it, do you know if you could cast the lightning thing down here? How does that work?
can't-
Does the magic work underwater?
I have to see the sky, so it depends how deep we are. I think we're too deep.
yeah, you're too deep to see the sky. You're about like 100 feet below water.
Imagine that'd be pretty
I
dangerous.
can cast my lightning bolt, but not.
Yeah,
like
lightning bolt works
the-
fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, so your group goes to the shadier part of town. It's quite literally shadier. A part of the Deepwater Isle sort of stretches out over a section of sea floor, creating a natural shade under which a bunch of buildings are positioned. You can see that they are illuminated on the inside. The light pours out, giving this area a sort of permanent nighttime appearance. You can see that there are still people sort of scattered about, far fewer than you saw previously. Not exactly family types. This definitely looks like a poorer, rougher part of the city proper.
On the way here, could I have cast detect magic
Sure, absolutely.
as a ritual?
Yep, it's a 10-minute ritual, so you can feel free to cast it.
I would assume a spy or infiltrator might have something on them.
Sure.
I don't know, but I'll keep an eye out.
All right, so your group ventures down into the depths of the shady part of Thelkarnar. What do you do?
Is there like a local meeting place here, like a bar or?
Yeah. Yeah, you find a what appears to be a saloon of a sort.
Yeah, I'll go check in there for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Your group steps inside of the
Start asking around. Yeah.
rooftop door that leads into this bar with no tables. Obviously, there'd be little use for them in this area. Instead, people just sort of float idly, covering their drinks so as not to expose them to seawater. Some even drinking strange globules that kind of float absently in the water around them, grabbing them almost as if in a zero gravity environment and just shoving them into their mouths. This appears to be their a form of alcoholics, some form of alcoholic beverage down here. People give you kind of like an odd look. You get a sense that they don't see very many non-sea elves or merfolk in this particular tavern. So a couple of people just sort of turn their eyes in your direction. Even a few put their hands on their waists close to their weapons just in case something goes down.
Can I don't know if this is like truly what it does. I want to cast calm emotions. I guess I'll end the concentration on the detect magic. I want to make these. I'm trying to make these people like more friendly. It says like hostile becomes indifferent, so people who like reach for their weapons kind of feel more at ease.
Okay. Yeah, that'd
cool.
be a great use for that spell. I don't think I've
Cool.
ever in my like 25 years of playing D&D, I've never seen someone use calm emotions
Use calm
effectively.
emotions, yeah. That's cool. So now they're like indifferent about us because they seem to like be
They still need to
stereotyping us.
fail a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. They have a. Oops. They fail. Just one
Cool.
second. Okay.
So does that mean they'll kind of like think of us as like one of them now?
Not necessarily, but they're no
Calmer.
longer kind of like, they don't have animosity towards you.
Okay.
Nina, what is it that you're asking me? I'm confused.
Oh, like, is there a custom that I could share with my group that would make them like kind of fit in more? Like,
Oh,
could
I
tell them
see.
to, like, order a certain drink, or like, oh, this is the cheers that we do down here.
Yeah, give me
Picturing
a
those.
give me Nina, give me
Like, I
a charisma check. Just a regular charisma check.
Okay, like I would have, schooled them a little bit before.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, give me a regular charisma check and we'll see how well you do. And that'll determine how accurate you are. Okay, a 12 is not
Yeah.
bad. It's above average. So yeah, you give them some tip about how to fit into like sea elf society. What do you tell them?
Well, I'll explain those weird drinks that they've never had, and like how they just kind of have to shove it in their mouths, like take it like a shot almost.
Sure.
It's
So
down in one go.
this
Sewing me
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
this invisible wave
You don't
of
get to sip your drinks down here.
Let's fit in.
this invisible wave of magical energy permeates the room. You can see tension begins to release from a lot of the people here as they pull their hands away from their weapons and return to their conversations instead, removing their focus immediately from you. What does your group do?
Is there anybody down here maybe by the bar who looks less, like way less aggressive and more like interested? Like curious and not like angry.
Roll a D100 and roll low.
Not
You
low.
see a lot of really kind of like rough and tumble types. No one here in this place seems to be like actively looking at you at this point.
I want to go talk to the bartender.
He looks you up and down.
Here, I'll go grab a drink with you.
You've been tending this bar a long time?
Inherited it from my pa.
Ah, family business. I know a little bit about that.
What can I get you?
Have your special of the day.
5 specials. And he goes through the process of pulling these gourds, pulling the corks out of these gourds and mixing these two liquids that form these strange floating globules. And he just sort of shoves them in front of you. So these 5 small blobs of viscous liquid sit floating in the water in front of you. For the 5, that'll be 1 gold piece.
I got it. Don't mind my odd friends over here. This one here just had a near-death experience, so, just wanted to take them somewhere fun and enjoy the evening.
All right. Being threatened by God. They put a spear directly to my head. Could you believe that?
He doesn't respond to you. He just kind of looks at you. Haven't seen any humans down here before. What brings your friend all the way down here? He turns the question to Kai.
Well, I figured
Drinks, of course. Right, Kai?
Show him some culture,
Yes, surface dwellers could use some culture, I always say. Well, drink up. You know how to do it, don't you?
Indeed.
Take our shots like a pro.
Cheers.
All right. You grab the
Say,
globules and go ahead.
I was gonna ask the bartender. I'm looking for a friend. You haven't seen any Sahuagin down here with long dark hair, have you?
I'm assuming you mean Sea Elf, right?
Or sea elf? Yeah, sorry. not
Gotcha.
Sahuagin.
Give me a persuasion test. And because Domo cast, it's going to be a DC 15. All right, so here's what's going to happen. It's a DC 15 ability check, right? In your case, persuasion. I'm going to give you guys, because of the common motions, you do get access to one singular use of advantage for a social interaction with anybody in this room, but you only get the one. So if you want to use it now, you can, or if you want to hold off until a little bit later, you can hold off.
Sweet.
I say hold off till later.
Nice. Yeah, just in case we get in a tiff.
I also say hold off.
Sure.
I don't
Sure,
think
sure,
this
sure.
this can't go too wrong. Probably.
It's a
Also,
DC
you're good at this. You're
DC
gonna pass it anyway.
15 persuasion.
Nice. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Noise. It's noise.
Very nice.
Let's say I gave him a few little more descriptors than just like long dark hair, but like
Sure.
recited exactly what Lix had said to us.
Kind of scratches his chin. He watches as the two of you take your drinks in kind, and the rest of you too, if you decide to imbibe. And he seems satisfied with that. And he says, yeah, there's a new guy in town. Never saw him before, but he goes by the name Elankar.
Yes, that would be him.
I haven't seen him in the past couple days. He used to come here pretty
Normally
frequently,
frequent this bar. Oh, okay.
but then he just stopped showing up.
So why is it that you mentioning him?
Because
Dude, I asked about him.
I'll take another one, please.
Yeah, keep drinking. I passed him here on the back. Again, he almost just died. He's a little out of it.
I can't handle this sea stuff.
Put a little extra algae in there for him.
Is that what it makes?
and because of the because you got a nat 20, he gives you a little bit more information. Yeah, he would come around and hang out with these two people who he called his brothers. I never got their names.
Are they here now?
No, not a one of them has stopped by here in the past few days.
When they weren't
Okay.
here, do you know where they were? What they were doing during the day?
I believe they are holing up in one of the hostels, just on the outskirts of town. I could point you in the direction, but my memory's a little hazy.
You could get in on this next round. On us.
I drink for free.
I suppose it's one of the perks.
He's the bartender.
What if I pass him like 2 gold pieces?
For when your rounds aren't free.
I'll say you're gonna need at least 20 gold pieces.
Okay. I think I have enough.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
He
How do
does
I
owe
pay?
us drinks.
Just
He
just
does. This is a very
True.
hefty tab.
just remove the gold from your inventory. I see you have 27. Just reduce that to 7. You pop the gold in front of him. He seems pretty satisfied. He scoops it into his apron and says, "Oh yeah. Here," and he shows you on your map where you can find it.
Just out of character to make sure I'm not misremembering something. The guard said there was a woman said her husband went missing. and that was from before.
Yes.
And this guy is also missing, but they're not the same person. Like the guard was not saying the woman said her wife was this guy.
As far as you know, you don't have any connections as to whether or not this person is the same as the person the guard was mentioning. Just that the lady's husband went missing, who kind of sounded like the guy you were describing, and this other guy hasn't been seen in the last couple of days. He and his brothers, whoever they are, used to come around here frequently, but they haven't been here for the last few days.
They could be the same person.
Very well could be. Well, this has been a joy. Shall we be on our way?
Suppose one last thing. Do you know if Elancor was married? Did he ever talk about his wife?
He used to come in here and talk about his wife. That's all I know.
So he had a wife. Maybe that was the way he got in.
So JR's internet went down. He'll be back in a
Oh,
few
no.
minutes.
Mine went down earlier too. Something's going on.
Lix kind of whispers to you, Chimera. I don't see him around here.
Maybe he's at the outskirts where, at this hostel that this guy's staying at. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you see him, let us know.
He nods.
And his brothers?
He said they haven't been seen as well. We can go to the hostel, and we can also go and talk to the wife. If she reported him missing, she might not know. She might not know what they really are. What do we both think? Go ahead.
Did the wife come here like with him, or is she from the city and they got married when he showed up?
Give me a investigation check. DC 12.
Investigate.
Mm.
No.
Could we all give it a shot?
Nah, just Chimera for that one. All right, so where do you guys go next?
Check out the hostels.
I think it's a potential the hostel may end up being dangerous. If we have the option to talk to the wife, maybe she'll have some. If they really are the same person, maybe she has a picture of them or something.
Is she down here?
I think she reported to the guard that they'd gone missing a couple days ago. So I think they're still down here. Can we go check if they're still down here? Ask a guard or something?
Let's ask the locals at the same time. Ask if anyone's been missing.
Yeah. I'll say you don't even need to roll for this. You ask around trying to find this woman whose husband apparently went missing. And you do find her. You eventually... Well, you find the location of her house, and you go knock on the door, and she answers. She seems to be willing to answer questions for you. She does want to get to the bottom of where her husband might be.
Do you have a picture of your husband?
Yes, small painting from when we went to the surface. And she goes and finds it. And Lix looks at it. That's him!
Okay.
She looks concerned. Is something wrong? Has something happened to my Elancor?
I believe he's fine. When did you meet Elancor?
I met him a few years ago. He said he came from a faraway place and decided to settle down here.
When did he go missing?
She says that she last saw him several weeks ago. And that she tried contacting some other people that he might have known, but no one had seen him, and she had no clue where he's been.
Let me ask you this: Did was anything out of the regular around the time he went missing? Did he act strange? A bit more anxiety, perhaps?
She says, now that you mention it, he was acting a little strange. I remember him saying that he had to go meet someone very important, although he didn't give me any details about it. And then he seemed kind of sad and shaken up when he returned. I asked him what the problem was. He didn't answer me, and a couple of days later, he up and disappeared.
Does he keep a journal of any type? Perhaps he wrote down the location of where he met the guy.
No, he doesn't really keep much. He is a very simple man.
Where would he have been? Does he have a job?
He did have a job, primarily just taking care of things around the town, such as small menial tasks, fixing things, cleaning things, nothing too crazy. I have no clue where he could have gone. I looked around at all of his local, or all of his usual haunts, but I didn't find any word of him.
Could I tell if she's lying?
Give me an insight test, DC 10.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
Yeah,
I'll-
you can all give insight tests. Chimera, as far as you can tell, she doesn't seem like she's lying. It seems like there's just nothing. Like, she seems very confused about this whole situation, and she does seem genuinely distraught that he's missing.
I mean, if anybody would have found him by now, it would be her. So, is there even a chance that he's still in this area? Since the last time Lix remembers seeing him is above ground, what if he just stayed up there?
It
Well,
is possible he's not down here at all.
I wonder if anyone else would have any insight on where he might have went.
Or worse,
Did
he
he
could
Perhaps
have
his
just.
job.
Or worse, he
Did he
could have
have
just up and
two
left with the
friends?
Sahuagin.
Yeah, did he come here with his brothers?
Right.
Brothers? He never mentioned having brothers.
Does he have two good friends down here?
He had a couple of people that he would spend time with, but no one that I would call a brother of his.
Did you ever frequent? I don't know the bar's name, but like, what is the bar name that we just went to?
On the spot DM stuff. Name a bar.
Deep Water Bar or something. Whatever.
Sure,
like,
Deep
did
Water
he-
Bar.
Deep,
Did he-
deep water bar.
The Deep. It's called the Deep.
Blue-
Water.
The blue
The deep.
splash.
Sure, the Blue Splash.
The Blue Splash. Did you know that your husband frequented the Blue Splash?
Um,
Is that like?
Don't out him.
the Blue Splash does sound like a gay bar. Let's be. Oh wait, wasn't there a Club Splash in?
The deep.
There's like
Oh, the Deep also
the
sounds like a gay
deep
bar.
place. There's the Blue video stores in Manhattan.
That's true. I'm pretty sure there was a Club Splash in New York City. That's gone. Anyway, that's
In terms of like seediness, like is this bar like super seedy, or like do the locals go there? Is this like a place that this kind of woman would be
She says that
kind of shocked?
that she is shocked, would be shocked if she ever saw her husband there.
Okay. We're worried your husband is not who you think he is. We could be wrong, but
You said your husband met some associates and came back shaken. Did he meet with these associates before, previously, or was this a brand new thing to be called out?
He had some business dealings that I was never a part of, but he's never had a reaction like this before. He would leave the city for several days on end. I don't know what he would be doing, but he would come back with money, and I wouldn't question it. I assume this had to do with that.
What illegal activity would he be doing?
Your husband seems like he was involved in something larger. Perhaps employed by someone somewhere else to keep an eye on things around here. To your knowledge, when you two were talking about the future, was there a place you were talking about going? Or rather, was there a place that you were, how am I going to say that's the best way? Did he ever talk about a place that you two would go one day?
He did say one day he would like to leave this place, go somewhere else for a change. There was an island that he spoke about, although I can't quite remember the name.
Think we're all done here. Thank you, ma'am, for your help here. What you give us is greatly appreciated. We'll try to find your husband.
All right, so your group leaves the homestead of this woman. Where do you go next?
You wanted to go to an island. Well, the hostel's another lead. But it sounds like they came here a long time ago, got married to stay undercover, and then, like, with some regularity, they leave for a couple days to come back with money. That seems like they're working for a larger organization.
Well, what we know for sure, he's doing something under the table. And he was in with the wrong people, that's for sure.
She didn't even know he went to the bar, so maybe he'll be at the hostel.
She did mention his workplace as well.
Well, she said he did some odd jobs.
All right, where would your group like to go?
Hostel?
Yeah. That's our top lead.
Also,
All right. Your group goes in the direction that the barkeep mentioned to you. And sure enough, on the outskirts, a bit far off the what could be considered the beaten path from Tharkalnar, out of visible range is a building set into the side of the Deepwater Isle, and when you swim past, you can look through the windows and see that there are a few people sort of sitting around inside, kind of minding their own business. What do you do?
Can we see their faces?
You see a couple of their faces. They're all... There's two of them in particular, sea elves. They seem to be having a conversation amongst themselves that you can't quite hear from this distance. You can see on another floor there appears to be someone who looks to be checking people in and out of the hostel. That's all you can see from this particular vantage point.
Don't be shy now. Let's go in. Have a good time.
Well, can we tell? Does anybody have a way to hear things from a distance? If they really are in there, they're hiding out and they don't want to be found. If we can get some kind of intel from the outside. And just at a cursory glance, does anybody resemble the person that they showed us in the picture, Elancor?
Neither of these two people look like the person in the picture.
They could be the two friends, though, so. I say we just proceed with caution. We can pretend like we're gonna rent a room here or something, just checking it out.
Sure.
Are we currently underwater?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
We could
Bro, really?
swim to like each floor and just look.
I'm screaming. We're gonna get called out as peeping toms.
Yeah, weirdos.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Let's
You're breaching
try
sea
to
elf
act
etiquette.
normal.
I'm quite sneaky
like-
if you ask me.
You're in
No,
all
no,
black
no.
underwater.
Oh no.
Just let's hide him in the coral.
Let's head in and try to find this person.
Sure.
We don't know what the brothers look like, right? Or their names?
No.
Just that they exist.
No, you don't have any information about them. So you step into, or you swim into the hostel. Immediately, you're met with the proprietor of this place. He welcomes you and asks if he can interest you in a room.
Perhaps. I'm looking for a friend because I was supposed to stay at the same hostel as him. You wouldn't happen to know if Ilinquar is staying here. I have some unfinished business to do with him.
Ilinquar, yes. He and his brothers checked in just a few days ago. You should find at least a few of them in the one of the waiting rooms upstairs.
Fantastic. And how much is it for a night?
For a night for the group of you, 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Chip in
I got
a
this.
gold for that? Okay,
I'll take
thank
care
you.
of this.
All right. So you put the coins down. He says, sure. He hands you guys a key, points out the room that you would be able to get into, and he lets you into the hostel.
Any mention where they
I-
might be?
He says,
They're in the upstairs.
yep.
Okay.
And then can I ask him, do you know when Ilinquar will be back today?
I'm not sure. He stepped out for a bit.
He did, okay. Thank you. This looks like a lovely place.
He thanks you for your compliment.
Do you have a pool?
Oh my god. Don't mind my friend over here.
You're breaking every sea elf law on the books.
Oh my god.
Face palm.
Jacuzzi?
Oh my god.
Just fart, you'll make it a jacuzzi.
All right. So does your group go upstairs?
Yeah, let's head upstairs and let's go to this. If this is, especially if they're not here, we can check the room out.
All right. So you step upstairs,
Well, the two brothers are here, so
and you see, sure enough, 2 male sea elves, middle-aged, sitting around. I guess they wouldn't be sitting, but just sort of like floating absently, communicating with one another in Aquan. Kai, because you can speak Aquan, you can vaguely catch what it is that they're saying, even though they're speaking in whispers. They're talking about when they're planning to leave for good. They say they have to wait until the guard lets up their watch, and then once they do, they're going to head to the island. They say, oh, it's going to take a long time to get to the island. One of them says, yes, that's why we're going to have to book passage on a boat. It'll make things a lot easier for us. Will we be safe with the pirates? And then one of them says, Ilinquar has guaranteed us safe travel. And that's when your group sort of like fully steps in, and they immediately stop talking, and they just look at the group of you as you enter.
How many other people are around us?
It's just the 2 of them.
And they're right by the room where he said Alankor was going to be in, or not going to be in, but had booked.
Yes.
I think we found our brothers.
Yeah, I think we lay low until Ilancar comes back. Or maybe somebody can get go let patrol know, who's the guy that hired us. They could let him know where we're at.
Yeah, alert the guards so they can like surround it or be ready to ambush him when he shows up.
Right, like some of us could stay here.
I could go do that because I'm really fast.
Okay. Yeah, so you want to swim off and go alert the guards about the findings that you have?
I'll take Licks with me too in case we bump into this guy on our way to the guards.
Okay, sure. So you and Lix swim off in order to find guards nearby to alert them to the presence of these two people. I'm going to say you're
We
off.
just gotta be sneaky though, because if we want to catch Ilancar, we can't cause a scene with guards around.
Sure.
I also want to share that I have my traveler's clothes on right now, and the description says I currently have a cloak with a hood up.
Yes.
So I'm also not going to draw too much attention. Maybe Lex will, but I hopefully don't.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, from a distance, it's kind of hard to tell. You are an elf, after all. But Lix might be a little bit more conspicuous. But you swim off with Lix, and you eventually do find a guard. You don't intercept Ilancar during this period, but you do find a guard within about a 5-minute swim away from the hostel itself, and you alert them to what's going on. They say that it'll take them a little bit of time to muster a group, but if you like, and if you think it would be a good idea, they could send in a group to go and arrest these two men and question them.
I'll agree and say that's a good idea. I will also add that the person in question that stole the conch is not currently there, and we're waiting for him to return. So whatever they plan on doing, maybe they hold off a little bit until they see the person of interest.
Could we also give them do we have a description do we have that painting? Do we take that painting from the widow? Probably not. Not the
I
widow, but the wife.
assume Lix would probably share the description of what Lancor looks like, and
Yeah.
I'll also say his name and be like, "Oh, it's Lancor who lives here with his wife."
Sure.
So they know exactly who to look for.
Yeah, if we get the word out and the city's still locked down, we can just narrow down places. Because if he sees that we're taking people out of the hostel, he might get suspicious. But if you can't go anywhere, it doesn't matter.
Once
Just have
you
Yeah, I
every
feel
guard know
like
what
we
they look like.
can't. I feel like we can't arrest these two guys because that will blow our cover as well.
I
Yeah.
agree.
How
The hostile.
about
Can
this? I have
I?
But Chimera left already. We didn't talk about that beforehand. So
I
we'll
guess,
let
I
it
feel
rock.
like we would have talked about this. Like, what
That's
is our
fine.
game
Okay.
plan?
Yeah, you can talk
Yeah,
about a
let-
game plan ahead of time.
We wouldn't have just sent her out willy nilly.
Go.
No, check this out. I got a disguise kit. I'm gonna disguise myself as kind of like a sea elf, and I'm gonna be a housemaid, and I'm gonna
At the
come in
hostel?
and yeah, and I'm gonna say, hey, I'm here to clean up, and I'm gonna ask some questions and see if they'll give me tell me where that guy went, Iankor went, and then I could tell you, and you guys could intercept before he comes back.
I say we
I
just
would
jump them,
say-
tie them up, and investigate and interrogate them in the room.
I would
Hold
say
on. I got a disguise kit.
See,
though.
I was gonna buddy up to them. I was gonna have a good conversation with them.
All these different approaches.
let's roll a die, and whoever.
Domo's gonna curse him and be like, "I'll remove this when you talk."
Domo's gonna be like, everybody hug. What was
I did-
what was the spell he used earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Calm emotions.
The icon for it
gonna be
is a rainbow as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be
Let's
like,
smoke some
hold
reefer with them and
hands."
have.
Well, my next idea was I was gonna go up to these two because they're sea elves, right? So
Yep.
I was gonna ask them like, "Hey, how is this place? Like, have you stayed here a while?"
Yeah, so you're
Like,
just
I was
making
gonna start totally normal conversation with them.
Give me a charisma test, just a regular charisma test. It's pretty good. Yeah, they seem to chum up to you immediately. You could even see that one of them is like starting to like flirt with you a little bit, and that kind of puts the both of them kind of off their guard. You know, they don't get a lot of people showing interest in talking to them, especially beautiful sea elf women at that. So they both
Exactly.
so they both take an interest in sort of like at least chatting you up. You know, they're being nice about it. They're not like slimy characters in that way. And a couple of minutes pass, and you hear the door outside of the building open, or on the outside of the building open. And when you look back down the stairs, you see a sea elf with long dark hair swimming up the narrow tunnel from the ground level floor towards where you are now. And sure enough, it's Ilancor. He looks at the group of you as he enters. He sees that things seem calm, that his friends are just sort of chatting and having a good time. And he immediately puts an end to it. He says, "Hey, cut it out. We have to leave." And the two CLs, like, they say, "Come on, man. We're don't you see we're chatting up this lady?" And he says, "There's no time for that. We have to leave now. Our cover is blown."
Are we in the same space as this?
Yeah, you're all in the general same room.
All right, well, while he's somewhat distracted by having his conversation, I'm going to try to net him.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and
Oh, come on. And I'll say, oh, come on, have a drink, right? Are we drinking? Is there a bar here? Like,
there's no bar, but there's like just like
Oh,
a
okay.
general area
I'll
that
wait
you
for the
guys are
best
sitting
moment
in.
I can, where he's like the most distracted. and
He
then-
yeah, he's
I'll just be like, come on, we're having a good time. Like,
yeah, I'll say Kai is distracting him. He's already distracted. He's like, "You don't understand. We have to leave now." And in that moment, your Sif is like, "This is it." Roll a d20 with your net. Just
can
roll.
I just attack with it?
There's no one for you to target, so just go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
And roll
It's the net part.
and
Can
roll
I
it.
give him guidance on this?
No, because it's an attack roll. But roll a d20 and then roll another d20 because you have advantage.
Oof.
oh, no.
Mm.
I'm going to use
Nice.
inspiration.
Okay, go ahead and roll it again with advantage. 17 will definitely hit.
Nice.
Do you want to see if
Thank God for
what do you want to?
inspiration.
Yes.
Another 2.
Okay, well,
We end
17
how we started.
plus whatever your
But they're
bonuses are.
restrained.
You throw the net on him, and immediately he is startled. His two friends are not fighters, and they immediately put their hands up and they like know that the jig is up, like something is going on. They don't reach for weapons even though they have daggers in their belts. They just like kind of swim backwards, putting their backs up against the wall in the building. And you have Ilancor. He is restrained. He tries feebly to fight against you, but he is unable to do so.
Your wife seems lovely.
All right, so you have Ilancor. He is, like I said, not a fighter. He does not have the capacity to like break out of these restraints, and he's severely outnumbered. And his two allies here are also not going to be able to defend themselves against you. They know that they can't escape in this moment, and so the jig is up for them.
Why are you hiding out?
Ilancor says that he was hoping to find a new spot to hide because he caught word that the guard were making moves against this hostel in search for him.
What mess have you
Technically?
gotten yourself into?
Can you repeat that, Nina?
I said, what mess have you gotten yourself into?
He says to you that basically he spills the beans, and he tells you that he was born to Sahuagin parents, and that he has been working alongside Sahuagin and their masters for a long time, and that these new masters rolled in relatively recently and told him to position himself in the Deepwater Harbor. He moved here several years ago, and in order to maintain his cover, he married and maintained little odd jobs here and there, but he would communicate with his new lord with relative frequency. They would give him some money to sort of maintain himself, and eventually they sent over 2 more Malenti to join him, these 2 spies.
And what are they planning to do down here?
I'm not sure what else they have in store for us. I only learn about my tasks a few days before I have to execute them. Our next task was to leave the city entirely and return to my master.
We heard something about an
Upon which
island.
island. Yeah.
Which island? There's a lot of them.
He says that if he tells you what the islands are, they'll kill him.
And if you don't tell us, we'll kill you ourselves.
Besides, you're not revealing anything important. You're just telling us where you plan to retire with your wife one day.
Roy, your vacation spot.
He seems worried about this, but ultimately, because of the intimidation and some of the coercion you guys are using on him, he relents and gives up the information. He says,
Underland.
far to the south, in the Nalanther Islands, you will find the lair of the Sea King Tentrix, my lord, the Pirate King.
Ooh.
No way.
Isn't that your boss, Kai?
No.
Oh,
Mine's a Bluebeard.
oh. My bad.
That's like the big bad,
Big
Tentric.
bad, yeah. You said Skaug was the island? Is that this one, or is it just a separate
I'm
island?
trying to
this
look up.
area?
I'm trying to look up the exact area. Just 1 second.
God, there's like stuff to do all over this map.
Um,
We should just do none of it. Go somewhere else. Let's go to the Highmore.
Let's do it.
over there.
If you guys want, I could like put you guys in a forest and send you to
Yeah.
a different campaign.
We're gonna go to Troll Hills because it sounds cool.
Wait, what? Yeah, what?
Let's do
wait,
that side mission. The sky ship.
What
It's
was
only
the
one
bar here where you could just go into a portal and do?
Oh yeah, we could do that one. You just go. It's just dungeon crawling basically. You're like, fuck this. I just want to dungeon crawl. The world is being destroyed and obliterated above you, but you're
Can't
in a
be bothered.
dungeon. So you're like,
Leveling up, man.
I'm in a dungeon. There's a
There's
lich down here.
Gems, right?
Good luck,
Gold.
good luck.
Unlimited gold.
I found a +2 sword. I don't give a fuck about these pirates. I'm still. Hold on. Let me see really quickly. I believe this is the right area.
We should put a star there too, like we have for those other places.
True.
Sure.
I think we should do that from now on. Put a star there.
Yeah, we need one at Luskin too. Something else we have to do there.
Yeah,
Like all the missions.
yeah. If you can put stars where we have things
Sure,
mentioned.
but I can't find the exact location he tells you. But if he does tell you a specific area in the Lanther Islands, I'll point that out as well. Where else would you like a star? In Luskin?
Luskin, yeah. And I think I can't think of anywhere else. There was something with the whale bones, but I can't really remember what that was about.
Want me to put one there?
Sure, because we did hear about it at some point.
And I'll point out that Nina, you know of the place that your mom lives is close to the whale bones.
Yes.
Can you put one on the Cloakwoods too?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? Here we go.
Now this is like way more like a video game.
Yeah, might as well put one in. Nah.
Oh, yeah. You're.
Here's. Where was that? I thought it was like a hidden island. Is it even on the map?
It's in Kalasham, the desert of
Kalasham, yeah.
Kalasham.
Maybe is it a different continent, John?
It's a different continent, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to find another way of getting there.
I'll have to find a new map.
I gotta go in Neverwinter first. Still.
Anywhere else you would like a marker?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, and that's the information.
Oh,
He seemed pretty forthcoming. I can't think of anything else to ask.
Baldur's Gate. Hello. Baldur's Gate.
Challenge.
I'll ask him. How did he know the conch was going to be there
I was
in
told
the locker?
that someone from the Thieves Guild was paid to ensure that it made its way into the locker.
Before you were working for this new boss, what were you doing exactly? I'm not sure I understand what you are.
He says that 1 out of every 1,000 Sahuagin are born as a Malenti. We have enhanced intelligence in comparison to our full-blood Sahuagin brothers and sisters. But we also have a strange connection to the gods and the beings that control us. We do as they are told, no questions asked. Oftentimes we are asked to take part in strange and even deadly missions in order to advance the cause of those that would control the Sahuagin.
Why did you take the conch to the cache? Why not just take it directly to Tentrix yourself?
If I was caught bringing it directly to the pirates, it would be known that they basically didn't want anyone to know that they were seeking it out. And so instead, by leaving it in the cache,
It could look like a regular robbery.
hold on. Actually, that's not true.
Sorry, I lied.
Here's what he says. He says, someone in the Church of Umberlee ensured us that the Sahuagin would know where to capture it so that they can bring it to their pirate masters.
So someone from Umberlee is telling them out.
In what you've been doing in this city in the past, have you ever done anything related to the Emerald Enclave? Or did they have any part in any other thing you've been doing?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
In the same way that the Church of Umberlee had an influence in this operation, was there any other operation you've been a part of where the Emerald Enclave had a similar job?
He says, no, I've never worked with the Emerald Enclave. Or against them.
Church of Umberlee. Hmm.
What benefit would they get? Like, we were just protecting something from the Church of Umberlee.
We went to the cache, but if someone in the church tipped them off that there was something there, or would be there,
That's probably how they knew about it.
All of their ways are not known even to me, but I do know that they are not always on the side of land dwellers, I suppose you'd call them. Um, Umberlee is a mercurial being. She would not align herself freely with the people of this area. She may very well be working with the Sahuagin.
I do find it curious that the church seems outside of the city walls, as if it's separate from it. I can understand how you may align certain gods with certain individuals, and since the sea is her place, those in the sea are her purview, more so than anyone on land. I just hate to think that they've found stronger allies, even in this city.
Yeah, it is a bit troubling. I don't think it would just be uh, the Sahuagin themselves. I think were Umberlee to align with someone, they would need to be much more powerful than just the Sahuagin themselves. As far as beings from another plane or another world, like the mind flayer we experienced, I don't think she would stoop to such a level, but I cannot be sure.
Does Umberlee count many pirates among her followers, her devout? Imagine if you live your life on the sea, you might tend to worship the sea, in a way.
Yeah, I do believe she does.
Yes, absolutely.
Now.
So even if the church as a whole isn't involved, it's very possible there could be sympathetic people in the church, sympathetic to the cause of these pirates and the cause of the sea. I hope
Certainly,
it's not the
yes.
church as a whole, but hopefully it's contained in a way.
Now. Let's not let a few crack shells get in the way of the real deal. If you catch my drift.
I do not catch your drift. What is the real deal here, Zathir?
Well, I'm sure not all the faithfuls are actually faithful, 100%.
Should we be concerned that a lot of members of the Church of Umberlee are headed to Boulder's Gate and the Emerald Enclave right now?
I'm extremely concerned. If they're involved in this in some way and they're moving their forces,
To the next target.
yeah, or gathering forces with other people who are on their same side.
A little worried right now.
This may be once we resolve what we're dealing with right now. If what Sultan Clapp said is true, we can go and find a new ship, and it'll also take us almost no time. We can strengthen ourselves in almost no real time, which seems great because there seems like almost all the things around us are conspiring in some way against everybody else. I think making ourselves as powerful as possible is important here. We did promise can't remember this guy's name. Jesus. Uthivelios Kithra that we would return. Now, what is his name? Ilancor. The city needs simpler names. Steve wants Jeff to come back.
Steve, Bob, yeah.
Yes.
Steve the Sea Elf.
All right, so if we can get him back, I think that will complete what we said we would do. He can teach me how to ride a dolphin, something I've been really looking forward to. And I believe there was something else that they could give us or
Giant
tell us in
seahorse?
return.
Mm.
Yeah, something. But I think the next thing we should do is try to get that ship.
I mean, if it just takes like a second, it's kind of cool. I
Even if it's
think
like a day. Though we do need to get Licks back. We did promise him. So we got 2 things to do, but
Yeah, I do believe it is time we return this creature from whence he came. He is causing trouble on the ship.
I don't think anybody. Licks doesn't get along with anybody.
He gets along with me. We're
True.
buddies.
Elancur does say, just don't kill me, please. Turn me into the authorities if you must. But I do not wish to die this day.
You played a
We don't
part in
intend-
this, for sure, but this seems larger than anybody here, and definitely larger than you. You'll be questioned, I'm sure. You've lived in this town for longer than... You've lived in this town and none of us have. If you can trust in the mercy of this town, then we will fully hand you over.
Plus, he has enough dread already after him if he's already hiding it.
All right.
You might have enough to worry about.
So your group turns him into with Velios and the guard?
Yep.
Sure. It isn't long after this conversation takes place that the guard arrive with Chimera and Lix in tow. They come, they arrest Elancor and the 2 other Malenti spies. And Uthvelios, the leader of the Sea Elves, is there as well. And he thanks the group of you for your timely effort in capturing Elancor. He says we have spells that will be able to divine his Sahuagin heritage, although based off of what you've said to me, it sounds like he's already admitted to everything.
He's admitted fully that him and his 2 brothers are Malenti.
It does make me wonder, what is it that they wanted with this conch? You said it had some strange power associated with it. Could it be that the Sea King Tentrix wanted it for himself?
The abilities of that
I believe
conch
so.
had nearly no limit. It was incredibly powerful in anybody's hand. It would be a boon to someone such as Tentrix who's looking to invade so many places. It was lucky it didn't fall into his hand.
Mm. Well, he thanks your group again for your service. He says, please keep the caps of water breathing. I'm sure that they will be more use to you than to us.
He looks over and sees Lix and the host both wearing them. They're
And-
very useful.
He also promises to maintain his end of the bargain. If you spend a couple of hours with Velios, he will not only show you how to ride both the dolphin and the giant seahorse, Sif, but he will also give you a giant seahorse of your own.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this giant seahorse, you won't have the ability to summon.
Right, it's a seahorse. It's a normal creature.
It's a normal creature, but you will have access to it. He also
Could
stops and talks with Kai at some point. He says, when you have the time, you and I should sit down and I can tell you more about your father.
I would love that.
All right. So why don't we end the session?
Was there also gold? Did we also have like
There-
payment?
There was no gold reward. The reward here is
Oh no.
the reward here is mostly the caps of water breathing, the the giant
And the
seahorse,
fucking seahorse.
and the information about your dad.
True. Got it.
And the giant seahorse is worth a lot. Yeah, you guys don't level up, but you did good. You got a lot done. You got, I guess you got this one side quest finished. So congratulations on that.
Before we end, can we briefly ask the Sultan Clap if it's possible to send this guy back to the Fire Realm?
I can
Like,
do.
can he even do that?
He says I can do so now if you so desire, but I will have to hold off on sending the whole group to the plane of water for a whole day, as this ability requires me to rest.
What if we did the plane of water first, and then Lix just came with us, and then we dropped him off at the plane of fire?
I'm afraid that would not be possible. The border between the two planes is quite terrible.
Listen, we can just take a day tomorrow in the city. We could send Lix, take a day in the city. Because it's just so much faster, even if we started traveling somewhere else. Actually, could we do that? Could we start like traveling somewhere else on the ship and just teleport off of it and have it keep going?
Absolutely. I mean, it won't get very far.
True.
It'll get like 20
Yes.
minutes out of the way, depending on how
Yeah.
long
Oh,
it
you're
goes.
back.
I gotta pick up the other armor too.
Oh,
And
it's
we
true.
gotta
And
pick up the arrows.
And we need to get the arrows, so we do need to be in the city
Yeah.
for a day anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Actually, let me
then
double
let's
check.
home.
Is this every day or is it at dawn? Let me see. Once per day. Yeah. So he has to wait a full 24 hours to get it back.
I mean, it's a very, very powerful thing. It's waiting a day doesn't seem insane.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys have a couple of things that you want to do. Let me really quickly go over what happened in this session. Your group ventured into the City of the Dead. You rescued Zathir from the assassin and the Ushapti. The Ushapti went down like a fucking sack of bricks. Didn't really.
Like a clown.
It didn't hurt you guys at a single time.
It's crazy.
The assassin did way more damage last session than the Ushapti did today. Yeah, he got completely clowned, and then the assassin was like, "No thanks, I'm out." So he's still around, although you don't know where
but
he
he's,
is.
like, he got paid. I heard them say he got paid.
Yeah, he already got paid, so he was not concerned with you guys. Then you went back to the underwater village of Thalkalnar, where you investigated and found Elankar. He told you about the Nalanther Islands, where the lair of the Sea King Tentrix can be found. And I have to find if there is more specific information about where in the Nalanther Islands that is, or if he doesn't know the specific location. But I'll hold off on that for now, and if he would have that information, then I'll give it to you, probably next session. As a reward, you receive the three caps of water breathing. You already have them, so you get to keep them. You also get a giant seahorse. Yay! And you
It's collecting mounts.
Cool.
and Sif gets
That is
the
big.
ability
Yeah.
to ride a giant seahorse.
So I was thinking, can we put like a leash for like 5 extensions?
No,
So we go all like.
no, you cannot do that.
A chariot.
Don't leash my
Yeah.
seahorse.
You cannot do that.
A chariot seahorse.
That could be pretty cool though.
Seahorse is big. It's not that big. Try putting 5 people on a horse. I don't think the horse is gonna get very far. And he also said, Kai, Uthvelio said, Kai, whenever you get a chance, visit him and he'll tell you more about your father. Okay, so that's the end of the session. Thank you, everybody. Really quickly, before we go, let's find out when we can play next. The wedding is coming pretty quickly. I think in like 3 weeks we'll be leaving for Italy, which means
Coming up here.
it's coming up. So, really,
I don't think I'm available next week.
not at all next week.
No, guys.
how about the rest of the group on Wednesday, the 1st of May?
It's fine for me.
Nina, really quickly, do you see the calendar for the dance classes?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
I think we only have it scheduled for Monday next week.
Only for Monday? Okay.
Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, we only have Monday 4/29.
All right. So how does Wednesday, May 1st sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, next session. Oops, sent that to just Bianca. I'll send this to the rest of the group.
Hey, Bianca.
Yeah.
only
Here's when the
only
session is.
you get to know.
So I'm not late.
And if you messaged me and I didn't get back to you with an answer for some of your questions, just message me again. And just because I had a couple people messaging me that session, so I couldn't get to everybody. Okay, great. So that's the end of this session. I will see you all next week on Wednesday.
Bye.
Later, people.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good week.
Bye bye.
Have a good night.
See you.